and welcome back to another. We're going off great. Welcome back to another episode of the Paper Dungeon. We're super excited. It's been crazy so far. And so this is gonna be episode 6, which is so rad and amazing and careful and it's crazy. We do have a couple announcements. First and foremost, Hannah is gonna talk about the giveaway that we're doing today.
Yes, I am. And please excuse my dog if you hear him downstairs. He's a little upset. He doesn't have his dinner yet. But in this episode, we are doing a t shirt giveaway. Grant is sporting it. So lovely. If you weren't here before to hear about it, the concept design for our established 2020 shirt was by Grant, who plays Edward. The final design that is on the shirt that you see is by Lydia. She plays Renaya. And the assembly of these shirts and the shirt that you will be getting is by me, and I play Melora. So it's very easy for the giveaway tonight. All you have to do is type giveaway into the chat. That's it. And it's not cap sensitive. You can capitalize if you want it. You can not do that if you also want it. And I will keep sending reminders into the chat throughout, but that's really all you have to do, and you'll enter, and then whenever the DM wants us to, I will pick the winner. So yeah,
we're gonna make it a surprise. You have to watch the whole thing. Maybe not. Maybe you'll have to watch half the episode. And I believe you can only enter once. If you enter more than once, then you'll be automatically booted, right? Yes. Cool.
Yes.
Can we just take a moment to appreciate Lydia and her amazing ability to just design things? She designed our logo, and she designed all of the shirts, and she designed the overlays for the next thing that we're going to talk about, which is Between the Sheets. So Aaron's going to talk about that.
Between the Sheets. Close enough.
That's what I said. Between the Rows.
Yeah. Wrong show, but close enough.
So good tonight, guys.
This Wednesday, I believe, the 14th, we will be premiering. We have a mini series that will be running from the 14th of October till mid-November. That's the month. That's how months work.
That is.
Called Between the Rows. It is a Midwestern Gothic styled Dungeons & Dragons campaign that I'm DMing. For the first 2 episodes, our wonderful players here, which is everyone in the show, DJ is a player instead of the DM. Everyone cosplayed their characters and got to be all cool and stuff.
I had a mustache. It was great.
Yeah, 2 hours long. All of them are pre-recorded, so keep that in mind. They will be found, I think, will we be uploading these to our YouTube as well?
Yep.
I believe so,
You can find them any place that you
Stellar.
can find our normal content.
Awesome. But yeah, so join us on Wednesday at stream time,
7
DJ?
7 p.m. Central Standard
Still
Time.
7? Awesome.
Yep, still 7.
Yeah, it's going to be a blast.
Yeah, it's going to be amazing. Lydia, like I said, Lydia designed the character art for that and the overlays and basically did anything that's beautiful and makes it amazing, aside from the fact that we're all beautiful.
Oh, we will also have a more original music composed and produced by Grant and Drew. It's really sick.
It is.
Oh, hey.
It is super sick. Yeah. So I think that's all of our announcements that we have to get through. Is there anything else that I need to mention? Cool. We'll get rid of this sticky note. And then we can go ahead and get started with episode 6 of The Paper Dungeon.
Welcome to Dungeoneers, a world full of sprawling cities and dark secrets. In the wake of the trial, a divine act of righteous judgment, the world has been launched into an era of rebirth. But there are those who still lust for darkness and ruin. Follow us across the continent of Talyra, from the deserts of Elon Ryan to the fields of Rivaluna. Deep in the Bloomrose Ocean and high above the Alisar Mountains, our story will see our adventurers through glory, fear, and fortune as they make their way through the Paper Dungeon.
All right. So, in previous episodes, this whole shebang started with really our six characters meeting at the Damnia Festival in Athala, the capital city of Ocleron. This was about a week ago in the campaign, during which they united over the fact that they needed to find this small gnomish boy by the name of Samuel, who was connected to Renaya and had been lost for quite some time. Over the course of a couple days, they followed the clues leading them to the hut in which this crime took place, following them to a variety of different places, trying to go deep into the city unsuccessfully, eventually leading them up to some of the upper inns and establishments of Athala, before eventually they discovered that the Sunrise Suite had done business with Melancina, the proprietor of this hut that had taken Samuel. Had done business with the Sunrise Suite, at which point they stayed, and through some deliberations with the proprietor of the Sunrise Suite, Jarko Serovic, they were able to procure a meeting with Melancina, during which, in the previous episode, Renaya agreed to trade herself for Samuel and a few of the other boys and girls, at which point Melancina left to go get the children, and Kathyr and Melora followed her, specifically following an agent that they had been hired to follow Melancina herself. And so they followed her deep into the underground portions of Athala, specifically the sewer system, at which point they found a elaborate dungeon of sorts that had been created specifically for Melancina and this group that she seems to be leading, during which they managed to get a little further in before eventually they discovered what has been revealed to be Renaya's patron, Malice, fighting off this paled woman with this blackened dress that seemed to just flow from herself with these large black horns. They had duked it out, as we have said that they had holy haymakers going on, and then eventually this blackened woman had disappeared, leaving Malice bloodied and bruised, giving Kathyr and Melora time to go free Samuel and some of the other kids. And just as they were leaving, Malice gave Kathyr a pink scarf before disappearing into the sewer system itself. After that, they returned to the Sunrise Suite and met up with the rest of the party, who figured out that Melancina was not coming back. And after that, they left the Sunrise Suite, going into the night, into the rain, trying to find a safe place to stay, someplace that they could lie low where Melancina would not find them. And that is where we left off. You guys had just gotten down to the second level where Tarak had pulled you into some dark alleys. It is currently downpouring as you guys are sitting there, huddling close, trying to stay a little warm, especially for Samuel and this other child that is with you. So, what are you guys gonna do?
We should really decide where to put these children.
I agree.
Aye. But where is safe?
I
Renaya,
might know a place.
Renaya is going to go. Still holding Samuel is going to go over to the other little girl.
Am I still holding that little girl?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Little one, where are you from?
The lowest ring.
Okay, do you have a family that is looking for you? No? Okay. I don't want to take him back to the orphanage because that's where she got them.
I might have a friend that could help. She's on the lowest ring.
I'm hesitant.
I'm alright with anything at this point.
I'm hesitant, but if we needed to for a very short amount of time, my estate is quite large, and we might be able to stow away.
Did you not tell her when you were flirting with her in the beginning that you were fellows?
I suppose I did that. If not that, then I know one other person who helped me out when I kind of started out that might be able to give us a place. But that's all I've got.
She didn't see
couple
Edward with us. Edward was hidden.
True.
Aye.
But she's also like creepy magic, so maybe she did know.
Well, either way, we should
I'm alright,
decide.
Chief Anything. I just think we should get moving.
I'm also really cold, so if we could get out of this rain, that would be very helpful.
Yes, true.
While this conversation is happening, do I by chance have like a cloak?
Yeah.
That I'm like that I'm wearing right now.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to take off that cloak and wrap it around the girl.
Okay.
And just to help keep her a little less cold.
Yeah, 100%. You just kind of hang it over her shoulders, at which point it drapes far past her A because she's on your hip that you're holding right now, and the hood like kind of flops over her and like covers her whole face, so it's kind of like stretches up over her head. But yeah, she's a little bit more protected from the rain.
Yeah.
It's helpful that you guys are in an alley right now, and so the rain is kind of coming sideways from the front of Athala, and being in this kind of back alley, some of the buildings are preventing you from really getting soaked at the moment.
Well, that's nice.
Edward, does this friend of yours happen to be the fellow that you were with when we met?
Oh yeah, I forgot that happened. Yes, that is him. He helped me go down, and we were looking for somebody helpful, and I ran into you. So yeah, we could go ask him. He seemed like he'll help, especially if we give him a little something in return.
Well,
and I have money, so we could do that.
He was from Alisar, but I would really like to give a thorough check to these kids, and I don't think that he would be incredibly welcoming of me.
Yeah, that makes sense. He didn't seem very fond of seeing you in the city.
I don't think my friend in the lower level will let me stay for very long, but the rest of you will probably be okay.
So is it the lower level then?
Let's start heading that direction.
Let's give it a shot. Okay.
So
I
where
lead the
you
way.
guys Specifically, track.
I would like to go to Nyla's house.
I figured as much. Yeah. So you guys begin the long journey to the very back into the gloom ward of Athala. Being here on the second ring, coming from the Sunrise Suite, you're able to take the east staircase going down, which is a little close to the entrance to the sewer system. The sewer system, as you guys know, is just beneath this stairwell going down, and it does lead you just past Melancina's hut. But you guys go down and then turn around, heading further east and eventually north into the back of the Gloom Ward. As soon as you pass the arch, which is the rim of the cave that Athala is built into, the rain still patters from the backside just a little bit, but as you get further in, it begins to diminish before eventually you just hear it on the outside, the gentle patter of the rain falling beneath or behind you guys. After probably about an hour to an hour and a half or so, you manage to make your way into the Gloom Ward. As you go around, you can see it begins, the lower level, the front half of it begins pretty nice and fairly attractive, and the further back you get, the worse it becomes. Before you have cluttered housing that is not well taken care of. There's trash, garbage, and sewage on the streets. You can see several homeless people just going through their lives. There's many shady looking people who tend to keep to themselves, who conduct their own business, and it is their own business. If you ask about it, they'll cut off your hand. And so you guys begin making your way further into that, eventually passing one jail on the right before making it to another jail on the left side, on the inner side of the wall. Tarak, this being the jail that you were held in, before going a little ways past it, a couple blocks to what you remember Nyla's house being.
Are there lights on?
Not currently.
Should there be lights on, or is it like either A, they should be asleep, or B, Nyla's at work?
It's not like terribly late in the evening. It's only probably like 5 o'clock. So Nyla could be on shift, at which point you aren't really sure where her younger sister would be. You know that she's known to just wander about. So you're not 100% sure if there should be someone here or not. It could go either way.
I'm just gonna go up and knock on the door.
Okay. You knock on the door. After a little while, it opens, and you just see this little face peeking out.
Mary?
Yeah.
It's
Tarak.
me,
And
Tarak.
she opens the door and then like grabs your thigh.
I do the like awkward head pat.
I say, I am terribly sorry to bother you. And is Nyla home or is she on shift right now?
She's at the jail.
Okay, I'm sure she won't mind. I have a couple of friends here.
Yeah.
We could really use your house.
She opens the door, allowing all of you to enter into this very, very small hut. We're talking like a 10 by 10 room with a bed in the side that her and Mary, or that Nyla and Mary probably share, with like one little stovetop that like fits, not stovetop, but like one little fireplace in the corner that has like 1 or 2 pots in front of it. And then a couple of their other possessions just tucked into the corners, like very, very, very not well kept and very, very small. At which point she lets her in, and then she goes over and she like hops on the bed and grabs what looks like a stale loaf of bread and like beats it on the bed frame just enough to get like a chunk to come off before she starts like gnawing on it, allowing you all to enter and squeeze into the small space.
Everyone, this is Mary. She is my friend's younger sister. Mary, this is Melora, Renaya, Edward, Kathyr, and Havel.
You want a
Very
hunk of
lovely
bread?
to meet you.
Oh, you too. So.
Oh yes. This is Samuel, and I am so sorry. What is your name, young one?
Susie.
Susie. Yes. This is Samuel and Susie. It's a lot of S's for me. Yes. They were in a bit of a rough situation. So I hope it's all right. I'll check with Nyla for sure, but is it all right if they stay here until she returns?
Yeah, that's fine. Here. And then she breaks off another hunk of bread and hands it to Samuel, breaking that one in half, handing it to Susie and to Samuel.
Well, great. I should probably get to examining these kids, I say to the group.
Right. Can I help you in any way?
Do you want the bed like when you helped me?
Yes, very similar. Although right now I don't think they're sick. I think they are already okay, but I would like to know what they were sick with.
Okay. And then she just kind of like hops off the bed. At which point Susie kind of crawls onto the bed, and Samuel is not quite tall enough to get on the bed himself.
Can I pick him up and help him?
Oh, Renaya hasn't put Samuel down.
right.
You put him down?
Renaya's gonna go and sit and put Samuel on her lap.
Okay.
I say, yes, Melora, give me like 10 minutes and then your help would be very appreciated.
All right.
I shouldn't need that at the moment.
I will I'll ritual cast for 10 minutes. I'll put my hand on my pack and do some chanting.
Mm-hmm.
And I will cast detect poison and disease.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there anything else that you guys want to do in the 10 minutes that Tarak will be busy?
Edward, is there a like wooden chair next to the No wooden chairs.
They can't afford chairs. Chairs
there
are a
like-
luxury.
Is there like
Chairs
a
are freaking
barrel,
expensive, bro.
like a barrel or a crate or anything that Edward could potentially sit on?
There's a rock. By that,
Okay.
there's the floor.
Is it okay? Is it kind of in the corner? This
Yeah,
rock.
you can go find a piece,
Okay,
of, a piece
yeah.
of the stonework in the corner.
A good rocky corner.
This whole time, Edward's just kind of been looking like wide-eyed, like in shock. And then, so he's just gonna kind of silently go and like sit by himself. He's gonna like dust it off as good as he can, and like get all of that dust off there, and then just sit down and kind of like silently sit there with his hands crossed and just kind of look wide-eyed. That's what he's doing.
while you're doing that, Mary notices you, and she kind of like goes over, and she beats the hunk of bread one more time. It's getting much smaller, and then she kind of walks over to you, and she just goes, "Here," and then sets down this very stale, like literally you have to like gum this thing to get it soft enough to be able to chew it, on your knee, and then she just sits down next to you and just kind of like leans on you while she gnaws on hers.
Hello. How old is Emily? Like what?
Mary.
Close enough. Mary.
Mary is about 11.
Oh, okay. Well, hello. Thank you for the bread. I'm really not hungry right now.
Oh,
I'm really not hungry.
We only have a little bit of food sometimes. You guys should eat.
Well, if you only have a little bit of food, then you can keep it. I can go and find my own.
No, we like to share. Sharing's nice. You eat.
Can I
eat it?
Okay. Edward attempts to take a bite.
Roll an athletics check. Actually, no. Roll a Constitution check for me, Edward. Okay. To see if you can stomach.
Yeah,
this.
I literally rolled on that one.
Yeah. So you go to take a bite of this bread, and you notice there's like a little flake of mold on it, and it's like there's a couple of little bumps, and so you go, and you're like, no, I'm a man. I can do this. This little girl gave me just like half of her dinner for the next week. Okay, I can do this. And you go to take a bite, and you literally chip a tooth.
Oh no!
Oh,
it's just
that's literally like, what I just did. Is Edward's reaction?
yeah.
Does it like, hurt, Edward?
A little bit. It's definitely very, very painful. Almost equivalent to when Tarak stabbed you to get some blood. Maybe along those lines of that painful.
Do I see this?
Well, Edward's going, oh, ow, ow. What just happened?
Are you alright, Edward?
Am I okay? It hurts. I took a bite of this dumb bread and I throw it across the room.
Here now.
And I show Kathyr. Is it okay? It feels tender.
Mr. DM, sir.
How bad is the damage?
Oh no!
I have tears in my eyes.
Wait,
straight up crying.
A perception check.
Perception.
No,
okay.
perception.
This would be wonderful. What die do you use?
Oh gosh.
Man, that was a journey. Perception. 15.
Yeah. So you go over and you kind of grab his jaw, like squeezing his cheeks.
Ow!
A little bit, pulling his cheek aside, and you can see there's like literally just like the smallest like little flake of his tooth chipped off. Like it wasn't like a big chunk. It was just like a small little like
tiny
fraction, like literally like a flake came off his tooth.
Not even borderline, not even like noticeable.
Oh yeah, no, you had to like look for it because it maybe just barely nicked the nerve, so there's like maybe a little bit of blood coming out. But it's like literally one drop.
Oh man.
Is my tooth gone?
Edward, I don't know if you're gonna
do I still have my smile?
I don't know. Any minute now you might pass out. I don't know what's gonna happen to you.
Is it bleeding?
If you would please calm down.
Giggles.
I am trying to concentrate. And Edward, don't waste food.
And I'll walk over to the piece of bread that he stole and just eat it.
That is a stone. That is a stone painted to look like bread. If it could do this to me.
I pat Edward on the shoulder. Just you're fine. You can't even see it.
What? You mean my tooth is still there?
Yes, you're fine. Like.
Well, you told me it looked bad.
Yes, I did. Because I thought it'd be funny.
Okay. Again with the line
funny,
that is supposed to be a joke. I will never understand this. Anyway, I have some stuff I need to do. Please calm down with your hysterics.
Yes, Melora.
Just after that, and I do laugh. I laugh when Kathyr's making him freak out. But I take out Ginger, and I'm just going to start talking to her a little bit about how proud I am of how she got to everybody and how she did very well, and she's very brave.
She puffs up her chest a little bit and like licks her paw before like going like almost like over her eyebrows, very much like a kind of look, type of thing. She stands there very proud.
I scratch her behind her ears.
Nice. Lydia, did you want to do something?
Renaya's just cuddling Samuel.
Yeah. After about 5 more minutes or so, Tarak, slowly over the last 10 minutes, you've been coming to a both good and bad conclusion.
Oh, my favorite.
Which would you like first?
The good.
the good is they're not immediately in danger.
Oh, that's so good.
The bad is it seems that they have been implanted with a dormant amalgamation of a couple different diseases. Like
That's much worse.
it's not it's there are traits of several different diseases that you are aware of, but it's not a specific one of them. It looks like it could be a combination or an amalgamation of something.
Now I assume I already know the answer, but I'm gonna ask it anyway. Do I think that any of it, if not all of it, could be cured by just a solid 5 hit points from lay on hands?
I mean, you can sure try.
I mean, I feel like it's worth
I'll
the shot.
It does cure a disease, Mr. DM.
Roll an insight check. No, I know.
It depends on the diseases. An insight check?
Yeah, roll an insight check to see.
Insight.
Or medicine, whichever one.
I would love medicine. Hey, so since the 10 minutes has passed, this is when I call Melora over. And I say, all right, so you see
Come over,
there?
Very.
What the crap? And then
Right.
I'm just gonna roll 2 dice instead of 1. They're both gonna be not stellar. Oh wow, that's a real gift. Uh-huh. Yeah, that's gonna be a 6.
Okay. You know, in your profession, you've seen a lot of things. You've never seen this before.
Yeah.
And when it comes to new things, it requires experimentation. You know, you never know.
Yeah, you know,
what
fair.
will happen.
One of these kids is dying.
gonna be
If
something
not
too.
both. No, because I feel like Renaya couldn't take that. I'll try a lay on hands on the girl.
Okay.
We just met her. We can lose her.
That's horrible.
That's
Oh.
terrible. Okay. So you go over to do the lay on hands, and one of the big things is the black veins that are going through their very pale skin.
Oh, that's great.
And you do your 5 hit points, and throughout her legs, it begins to recede a little bit. And she seems to be breathing a little bit easier.
Okay. Now, you said that it was an amalgamation of several things that I know of.
Yes.
And by I know of, does that mean that Tarak knows of, or I myself know of as well?
You both.
Okay, so could I guess, using both mine and Tarak's knowledge,
Yes.
that there's probably some Schaler's Margie,
Mm-hmm.
maybe a bit of True Domage,
Uh-huh.
and just maybe a Horseshack Google. Uh-oh, got him on that one. Hopefully not a
What?
Gulzamar. That would be rough.
Not the
Not the Horseshack Google?
not the Hoshak Google.
Oh, man. Gulzamar?
No.
Okay, that's good. Those are, for the most part, that's good.
Yeah. No, we're fine. Everything's great.
Okay,
They're not as dead as they could be.
yes. Huh. Well, that's not good. I mean, okay, 2 of them are kind of fine. One of them is very much not.
You do think through the combination, it seems like they're using True Domage as the base for it. Like,
I mean, I would as well.
yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Now,
Lot
I would
of
also assume
mistakes.
because it's dormant,
Yeah,
that means that there's a white hand at play.
possibly.
Well, it's
You know,
not like
there's
it's just deciding to sleep. That's not good. Do I know if has it ever been tried to stack white hand? Like, have 2 white hands? Like, if I
Roll
like
a
if
history
if
check.
someone else, if 2 white hands both
No.
tried to quell a disease,
Yeah,
would
yeah, I
they
see
both
what you're
work?
I see what you're saying.
Intelligence? 12.
There have been times when, typically when Tarak, or Tanar actually, right? If I
Yep.
remember correctly. Yeah, Tanar Specifically when a Ternar was injured, there would be times where several White Hand would attempt to stack their abilities to varying degrees of success. It kind of depended on what they were injured with and how they were going about it. So it's possible, you think?
Okay. I will. I'll turn to the group. And I say,
Oh, thank you very much, Melora. You have been an incredibly huge help. I need to do some stuff real quick. I would really appreciate it if all of you could leave. Renaya, you can stay.
We could all hear him, right? He addressed all of us.
Yes.
And where do you expect us to go?
I
Back
don't
out in
know.
the streets?
Explore. Live your dream. I've got an operation to do.
Oh, okay. I just don't know what you want from us. It's cold outside.
I walk over to the door and leave.
You have
There-
that coat that the dwarf fellow gave you. You'll be fine.
Oh, you're right. Why didn't you say so earlier? I was freezing outside. And he takes out the coat that he got from that dwarf fellow and puts it
From
on.
Igor? Yeah.
From Igor. And then he says, well, I suppose I can go stand outside with Kathyr or something.
Was that really
Come
his
on.
name?
We'll go. Yeah, Igor.
What's up?
Igor the dwarf. Mary comes up to you and says, "We'll go together," and grabs your pinky,
Oh,
walks
oh,
out with you.
okay. And
You're doing great. I give him a thumbs up.
I say, zip it. And I follow her out.
I hope the cat's here.
so everyone
No.
but Renaya leaves.
Sorry.
I believe so. Havel does
Great.
leave. Yes.
Thank God. I'll say,
Renaya.
whoa, 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 wild dogs.
Wild dogs in the. It's not uncommon. There are things.
Stray dogs.
Renaya,
Yes.
I am going to do something that I would really appreciate if you never, ever told anyone about. Are we clear here? And by I appreciate, I mean, please, whatever you do, do not tell anyone about this. And I'm trusting you for a very specific reason.
Okay.
Okay? I'm trusting you because I need to know what is going on with your blood.
Okay.
Do you know what is going on with your blood?
Should I head out with the rest of them?
No.
I'm
Unless
gonna head out with the rest of them. And she's gonna start to get out.
Samuel holds onto your hand and goes to go with you.
Okay, does he have to stay?
do you want him to potentially explode in a pile of bubbling ooze?
Okay, I'm just gonna put it back down and put it back.
So do we have a deal?
Well, here's the thing, Tarak. You don't really need to worry about me.
I'm not worried about you.
okay.
I mean, I am, but I'm not worried about you. Originally, I couldn't care less what the deal with your blood is. Couldn't care.
Well,
I
that's a little
care
rude.
now. Well,
Okay.
if it was that big of a deal, you would have said something. But the witch said that she wanted your blood very badly. That if the
Yes.
witch wants your blood, then the orc might want your blood.
Oh,
And it becomes my problem when an orc wants your blood.
okay.
The only orc that's allowed to want your blood is me.
Well, here's the thing. Do you have to, know? Or can I...
Do you want everyone else to explode in a pile of bubbling ooze?
But I'm... Okay, hold on, wait. Why are they going to explode into a pile of bubbling ooze?
I don't know, because I don't know what your blood is.
Isn't... Okay, why is this about my blood, okay? Where did this come from?
Okay, do I have a jar of your blood that is mysteriously black for some reason? No. You know who does? A witch. You know who else might?
Why is this connected to the children?
Samuel is currently grabbing you That is the connection. I don't know because I don't know what your blood, I don't know what it is. I can't help people unless you help me. I will not tell anyone, and you can trust that because I trust you to not tell anyone about what you're about to see. Now, you don't have to tell me now, but you do have to tell me sometime. Preferably the faster the better.
There is nothing wrong with Renaya, and Samuel like turns around and hugs you.
I give her the look.
That was so freaking cute. You're gonna have to give me a moment. Tarak,
Yes.
is there any way that I could not tell you, but still help you?
No. I hate to give you an ultimatum here, but I won't do this in public, and Samuel won't leave you. Unless you would like me to just knock him out. And the only way I know how to do that is physically. I would have to physically harm this child. I don't mean that as a threat. It's literally the only thing I could do.
Tarak, I don't understand why my blood is necessary for this.
I don't know either because I don't know what your blood is. How hard is this to understand?
Why is my blood related? That's what I'm trying to understand.
It's a
Why
simple
do you
equation.
think it's related?
Which had kid? Which has blood? Orc is with
Which has my blood because Witch knocked me out and then took my blood.
Well, yes, and now she wants more of it. That's a problem.
Okay.
This isn't a hard thing to understand.
Okay, Tarak. Fine.
Yes. Great. I'm glad that we've come to this agreement completely willingly.
There is nothing special about my blood. It's just black.
Is she telling the truth?
Roll an insight check, roll a deception check.
Best believe I suck at this. You've got a good shot.
Oh no.
14.
Oh.
Or
So Tarak,
Mm-hmm.
she leans forward, Samuel like on her chest, basically. She leans forward, she goes, "There's nothing wrong with my blood." And you can see like right through her. You like look into her eyes and you can see there's lots of history back there.
Renaya, I'm a doctor.
Mm-hmm.
The amount of times that someone has walked up to me and said, "No, sir, there's nothing wrong," is actually surprisingly low because I don't really get patience. And right now, I'm running low on patience. I mean that in the different sense.
Oh.
There is clearly something wrong. I want to help you. I want to help the other people. Let me do my job.
Tarak, you're not listening. Okay, listen. Sorry, that was a little rude. But okay, I just need you to listen, okay? My blood
Yes.
properties
Uh-huh.
are interesting
Yes.
to the witch
Uh-huh.
for reasons unrelated to whatever this orc sickness thing is.
Unrelated in what way?
Unrelated as in not connected.
That you're not helping. So, like, okay. Let me put this in perspective
Okay.
for you.
Okay.
Yesterday,
Mhm.
looking for a kid.
Yes.
Today, found a kid, also found your god. Like,
Yes.
twice.
Yes.
Witch with blood. Plus your god. Plus orc means real bad. That's the equation. I don't want to force it out of you. Just even a hint, even just a little, just something. Give me anything to not just to know what I might have to deal with. Also, the two of you, I pointed at the kids, you saw nothing today.
Roll an intimidation check
No.
with advantage.
Big scary orc man.
Yeah.
14.
Oh yeah. Samuel immediately like huddles into Renaya, at which point Susie also huddles into Renaya.
Really serious about this, Ranaya.
I know
this
you
is
are.
This is a monumental scale that
I
we're
know
dealing with here.
I know it is.
Would it be
You
any
said-
Would it be any easier if you guys just texted each other the answer to your question?
That is a great opportunity. You
I'm
could
still
certainly.
deciding if she's gonna do something or not. Give me some time, Kathyr. Get out.
You're not. Kathyr pops his head in.
Are
Hey,
you
do you guys want
are
like
you
a
guys done in
scroll
there
or
yet?
something?
No.
Go away, Kathyr. Sorry, I didn't mean that. I just meant. Oh my gosh.
Doom, 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 doom.
No, don't
Edward-
do that.
Edward
Too
pops
much
his head
pressure.
in. Edward pops his head in and says, "Yeah, it's really taking a long time in there. I'm getting cold."
Edward,
I'm
I'm in the
working on
middle
it.
of something.
Fine.
Get
just
out.
Hurry up.
Please.
Closes the door.
You can have time to think. It doesn't have to be right now. But you have to promise me. You have to promise me that if I do this, you will tell me. Okay? I'll give you time to be ready. Great. Now, in the same way, do not tell anyone about this. And I understand if you judge me harshly. I think you might be muted.
Well, I'm just really quiet.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. You two, sorry if I scared you earlier, but just don't tell anyone. Please. Mary, same for you. Wait, no, you're outside. Never mind. Mary, get out. Bed, please. To the bed.
They're
Over
all
there.
on the bed.
Oh, perfect. I open up my bag, take a couple deep breaths. I open up the bottom part and pull out a pair of, almost a yellowed white leather glove, for each of my hands, and I very slowly put them on. And I will go over to each of the kids. And I will, I'll perform the ritual of the white hands.
Okay. Yeah. So, just let me read this real quick. Okay. So you start with Mary, or not Mary, with Susie.
Close
having
enough.
her turn around. At which point, you're in a terrible situation where you don't have any way of causing this to not hurt.
Yeah.
At which point you pull out some of your instruments and begin to make the incision at the base of the skull, around the back of the neck. Go ahead and roll a medicine check for me.
Renaya, could you please hold her steady?
I'm just gonna try to comfort her the best I can.
After about 2 minutes of this operation, she passes out.
It's fine.
I mean me, but Sam.
Ooh, that's
Just
good.
gonna hold me steady.
That'll be a 22.
Oh yeah. You have performed this operation a couple times in the past and fairly recently, so you begin to become pretty familiar with it, and you begin to go through and one by one remove the individual tentacle-like strands of true damage that have gone and spread over the brainstem and further up around the cranium of the brain and along the skull, and slowly begin removing them. The few that break off, you manage to delicately pull through, and after about 10 minutes, there is this Cthulhu-esque creature, where it's almost like this snail without a shell, or like a slug without a shell, that then has tentacles coming off the front of its face that then go into these very, very thin, moving appendages that kind of spasm out for about 2 minutes while they're in the jar that Tarak puts them in, before eventually it stops moving and turns over and seems to die.
During it, you hear Tarak slowly whispering,
Flo Krumab Achmak Naut.
just over and over and over. And while he does, on the knuckle of the left hand, a bunch of strange sigils appear. And then when the creature stops moving, they fade away.
She should be okay now. Samuel will be next.
Was Samuel watching?
After he pulled out the knife, Samuel turned into your chest, so he hasn't seen it.
Good. Okay. So I'm just gonna kind of do my best to comfort Samuel as this is about to happen again.
Yeah. You kind of look at Tarak and then just like hug Samuel. So his neck is available, but his arms are kind of pinned beneath yours. And then just kind of like nod at Tarak. And same thing. Is there a limit on how many times you can do this per day? I don't think so.
No, there's a total number of diseases that I can have suppressed at one time.
Yes, that's what it is. Yeah, so you can go ahead and do this again. At which point, for the first 2 minutes, Samuel begins crying and screaming before he eventually passes out as well.
That happens.
Go ahead and roll your medicine check.
I'm so excited. Ooh, that's not great.
Don't freaking say that.
I'm sorry, it's just I'm bad at rolling dice.
I'll go ahead and give you advantage as Renaya is helping to prevent Samuel from squirming too much.
Thanks, Dad. Oh, that's much better. 20.
Yeah, same thing. You managed to delicately go through. For the rest of you, it's been about half an hour to 40 minutes. You heard crying and screaming and yelling and frustrated voices before eventually you now hear silence as this second operation is now done. The same thing happens. He delicately pulls all the strands out before eventually removing this creature, placing it in the same bowl, at which point it begins to latch onto the other body before it also eventually, the other slug-like creature, before it eventually dies as well. The sigils on his knuckle fading away. He then
I take off my gloves, put them back in my bag, close it with the little hidden flap on the inside. I say,
if all goes well, they shouldn't be under any threat. I can't guarantee it, but I'm somewhat confident.
Okay. Now what?
Well, unless you're willing to tell me, like right now. Like right now.
I can tell you that whatever those things are, that's not my situation.
Not yet. That right there was a combination of a lot of things, and I don't know what your blood is, but if it could be combined to make it worse, it would be very bad.
I don't really think it's going to be a problem.
Yeah, don't really think, huh? Give me a lot of confidence. I don't really think that either of these will die from the disease that I just removed, but, hey, 10% is 10%.
Tarak!
Well, sorry, it's just simple math. And I'm terrible with numbers.
Okay. You said I can just give you like a little hint?
I mean,
kind of thing?
You could. Hint doesn't really help me cure people, but it's better than nothing.
Okay, well, my blood thing is like I was born with it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was, like it was kind of the purpose I was born.
Okay.
And so, and it made.
Actually, that really does help because I can really understand that. I can relate to that. Now, as long as you are sure that it isn't like, oh, the reason you were born was to cure this long dead or long ancient disease, that would be a problem. That would be a large problem. Or like, oh, hey, the gods have the flu. I was born to cure it. Problem.
Yeah, that
Big
kind
problem.
of that wasn't really the reason I was born. Yeah. Okay, is that all you needed?
For now, yes.
Okay.
We should probably bring in the others. Also, we should lay them neck down so that way they don't walk in and think that I killed them.
Okay.
Did you put stitches in, Kat?
I mean, yeah.
Of course, naturally, as one does.
What kind of a
Okay.
doctor would I be if I was like, yep, surgery's done. Just left
Open
them on
wound.
the table.
Open wound. Yeah, okay, perfect. So I think the rest of you are good to walk in.
Well, while that was
Yes.
happening, and I would imagine especially like during when it kind of got more intense inside,
Mhm.
Edward will bend down and start talking to Mary.
Okay.
Hi, thank you for guiding me outside. I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Um,
They sound like they're not having a fun time in there.
No, I do think Tarak knows a thing or two about the medical side of helping people, so I think they'll be okay. So don't worry about that.
That's good.
You said your name was Mary, correct?
Yeah. Yeah, my sister's name is Nyla too.
Nyla. That's
Yeah.
very pretty. Those
She's
are
a
great
guard
names.
over at the prison. That's where we found
Oh.
Tarak.
Wait, back up. You said you found Tarak at the prison.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Nyla was like nice to him, so then I went and visited him through the grate.
What was he doing at the prison? Do you know?
I don't know.
Hmm.
He mainly just sat a lot. I think Nyla would bring him a book every once in a while and some tea.
Well, that's interesting. That's besides the point. I wanted to apologize for my outburst earlier. I hurt my tooth.
Oh, that's okay. And she smiles, and you can see that there are several chips in her teeth. I have it too. Now
Oh.
we're just best friends. And she like grabs your hand and like kind of pulls you, like goes in close and like hugs your leg.
Yes. Did you get those from the bread too?
Bread, rocks, just biting my teeth.
What were
No,
you doing? What are you doing with rocks in your mouth?
Rocks have like sometimes they have like a salty taste on them, or like they're like minerals. Like they taste good. I don't like eat the rock, but like.
Okay.
you-
I've never tried tasting a
Here,
rock.
try it. And she like kind of looks
Oh.
around and then goes across the street and grabs a rock out of this puddle
Oh.
and then comes over, lick it.
I listen. Animals go through the street, and they.
It's okay. And then she just licks it.
Mm. I really
Lick it.
prefer not to.
Lick it. Lick it, lick it, lick it, lick it, lick it, lick it, lick
Can
it, lick it,
she
lick it, lick
roll? Can she roll a persuasion check?
Sure.
Like,
Yeah, I can do that. I gotta give her a +20.
Not usually.
This
how it
kid.
works.
I know it's not, but
And you
I won't give her
roll
any
making a
bonuses,
child's day check.
but she got a natural 16.
okay. Edward takes the rock.
Lick it,
and-
lick it, lick it, lick it, lick it, lick it. Yeah, lick it. Come on, lick it.
He like barely sticks his tongue out.
She
It just
pushes it
barely
up
touches.
onto your tongue.
Whoa! Oh,
It's
What does
it's
it
a
taste
rather it's almost similar to bad sushi. Like there's a little bit of that umami flavor.
Bad
Oh.
sushi.
And it's a little musky, and you could tell there's some like grime in there.
yes. Well,
like
it definitely
poorly prepared sushi.
tastes like it tastes earthy.
Good vintage.
I would like to stick towards like normal food. But real quick, do you eat bread like that all the time.
Sometimes it just depends on how many shifts Nyla's been able to get at the prison. She's not like she's not in charge or anything like that. So sometimes they don't give her a lot of shifts, and so it's all she can get us. I try and go take things every once in a while, but they don't really like it. And you can she holds up her hand and she's missing a pinky.
Oh my. And do you have forgive me if this is if you would not like to answer this, but do you have parents around anywhere near here?
No, our parents died a couple years ago.
Oh my.
I was really young. But look, they left me this, and she holds up a single gold piece.
Oh, well, that was very kind of them.
Yeah, I like holding on to it. It's really shiny. And she kind of like looks at her reflection through it.
Well, that it is. Would do you have enough food to stay full? Are you always hungry?
Yeah, but I'm faster than most of the boys in the block, so it's okay.
Well, congratulations. That's quite the feat. Well, listen, Mary. If you ever need somebody to help you, either with food or anything else, you can find me. My name is Edward N. Fellows.
Edward and Fellows. Got it.
Yes, and I'm sure if you ask anybody, they'll know the name.
Is it Edward Fellows or is it Edward Fellows?
N stands for my middle name, but it is Edward Fellows is my name. But I like
you
sticking
have
the N.
two names? You have a name in the middle? That's kind of cool. I want
I
a name
do.
in the middle. What should my middle name be? What should I have for a middle name? Can I be N2? Can I be N2? Can I be N2? Mary N. I don't have a last name either.
You don't.
Mary N. Fellows.
Oh boy. Well, if you start telling people that you're a Fellows, you might get into more than you bargained for. I look to Kathyr. Kathyr's outside with me, right?
Yep.
Yes, and if you,
Staring in awe.
well, actually, I would say actually probably staring in awe, and or in having my eyes intensely shut.
Okay.
I look over to Kathyr and say, Kathyr, perhaps she could share your last name. You're from a far way away. That wouldn't be confusing for anybody.
She's a human, right?
Mm-hmm.
I kind of just kneel down.
Why are you blue?
Well, actually.
Hey, can I have your scarf?
Actually, I'm purple.
No, you're not. You're blue.
All right.
You do look kind of blue, Kathyr.
Well, it's kind of dark out. Anyway, I kind of forgot that I had it. I take this scarf, which I didn't really realize that I had across my neck.
Yeah.
I just hand it to her.
This is really pretty. She kind of throws it on and then like throws it over her shoulder and then kind of like starts walking around, being all like strutting her.
You are.
Yeah, I am.
Wait, is Melora outside too?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that's right.
And Havel.
Oh my goodness, everybody's here.
Everybody's here.
Well,
For
Edward
Tarak
still.
Renaya.
And we all saw you lick a rock, Edward. So just so
Hey.
you know.
Yeah, that happened. I know. I'll wash my mouth out later. But Kathyr, I've been meaning to ask you. When did you make the fashion choice to wear a pink scarf?
Well, when we found Samuel, afterwards, Malice, who seemed quite hurt, gave it to me. I don't know why.
Wait, like a image of Malice? Like,
I mean, I don't
what
know.
do you mean Malice gave you the
Well,
scarf? Like he just showed up and said, "Here, Kathyr."
Well, no, we found Malice there, fighting the Horned Lady. Remember we
The
told you
horned.
this?
Did they tell me this? Am I just?
Did we tell you this? Did we? No.
I don't.
I don't
we
think you
did.
did.
No, we
I,
didn't. Okay.
I don't think you did. I think you guys were a little distracted by the
You
kids.
Get up a
you
little.
mentioned to Renaya that you saw Malice, but we haven't gone into
Okay.
detail.
Either
about
way,
Right.
now
Back up a
if
little
if they did tell us this, let's just say that Edward just wasn't listening.
that.
Probably not.
Okay, well look, when we found their hideout, Malice was there, fighting some horned lady, and
Aye.
gave her a real big beatdown, apparently. Later on, we freed the kids, came back, Malice was by himself, very hurt, and then Melora made sure to get the kids out. Meanwhile, I stayed for a moment to see what was going on, and he just kind of looked at me, made this scarf, and handed it to me.
Edward looks to Melora and points at her and says, "You saw the same thing?"
Aye. It
I-
certainly looked like malice. I have no way of knowing what it was.
Yeah, I find it hard to believe that you would have run into a god
It
like
does
just
seem
like
Well,
that.
very weird.
It's
Are you
not
sure you're not
unknown
mistaken?
for. It's not unknown for deities to create avatars of themselves.
Meanwhile, the kitty in the background agrees.
The stray cat goes through the alley.
Interesting. That's very interesting.
although
In the
the-
which
The strangest thing actually was that Malice was undead.
Aye.
well, so he couldn't have been a god then, right? He would have been celestial. So problem solved.
I feel like it might not be that simple.
Right.
I'm sorry. I just find it hard to believe that you actually saw a god.
I
But
find
that's all.
I mean, it is hard to believe, and I don't know if I did.
And you got a pink scarf from him. What a silly thing for a god to give a mortal. Oh, that's
What a
I get
silly
kick out
thing
of
for
that.
just an undead to give a mortal at the same time.
Yes. Seems like a lot of weird undead or like things have been around us lately, and I don't quite like it. I hope it has nothing to do with Tarak. Mary,
That's
I'm glad.
wow.
Mary, I am glad he got the scarf though, because you do look quite good.
Yeah, I do. And she flips the scarf back over and begins to strut once again.
I love
Oh.
this kid.
Or perhaps you could be an Ebenthar.
What?
We haven't been properly introduced, and I kneel down in front of her. I
Hi,
hold out
I'm
my
Mary
hands.
Ann Fellows.
Oh, oh no.
I hold out a hand and I say, "Well, it's great to meet you, Mary. I am Kathyr Ebenthar." Yes, don't-
and Fellows.
great to meet you.
Kathyr, do you have a middle?
Um, no, I was never given a middle name.
Interesting. Melora,
Aye.
maybe she could try your last name on for size. It seems to be a troubling name, Ebenthar.
Perhaps.
Ab and Tar.
The accent is it's
I-
a little weird.
I kneel down as well, and I say, "Well, it's lovely to meet you. My name's Melora Meriax."
Mary Axe.
Coolest last name ever.
it's
by
It's
the way.
kind of like
Aye.
it's kind of
Ma-
like
Mariax.
Mary.
Mary
Mary
Meriax.
Mary Axe. I'm Mary Mary Axe. And then she like grabs a rock and like chucks it at this other kid. I'm Mary
Oh.
Mary Axe, and you remember it.
That's
Oh my.
fairly right, actually.
You can keep the N. You can keep the N if you'd like, maybe.
I'm Mary Ann Maryfax. And she
Meriax.
goes like jogging down the road and it kind of goes around the corner.
Oh,
This kid is great.
I turn over to Melora and Kathyr and Havel because he's there. Love you, Havel. So I love you, Ryan. Miss you. And I turn to them and say, "Well, she's quite fun, isn't she?"
Aye.
Yes, she is.
She comes back.
She has so much spirit. I'm so surprised being in such a sorrowful place.
Well, some people choose to find happiness from other places.
Aye, and some people are born in this life, and so they didn't know any different.
Well, good for them for making the best of it.
Meanwhile, have they finished by now?
I'll say that just about a few minutes later is kind of when they're beginning to finish up. Tarak will pop his head out.
Hey team, all good in here.
Oh, thank goodness, it's so cold.
Come. Yep. I'll be in here.
I walk in. Is Mary with us by now? Did she just run away?
She's
okay,
back.
good.
She's gone.
Okay.
That's part 2 of this arc. You guys have to go find Mary.
Oh
no.
no.
How much harder?
Not
do we
funny.
need?
Yeah. You all re-enter the establishment to find Renaya visibly shaken, holding Samuel, as both Samuel and Susie are asleep.
What did you do to them?
Routine checkup.
Do I believe him?
Roll an insight check. Roll a deception check, or Tarak.
18.
Yeah, not even close. I didn't get close to that.
Yeah, it's a
May
routine
I-
checkup.
I rolled.
May
a
I
4.
try?
Sure. Yeah, roll an insight check. Anyone who doesn't believe Tarak.
This isn't fair. She rolls
no,
well.
17. So
Not well
he just
enough.
passes.
Oh! Sorry. No, we're good. Sorry, Hannah.
Right.
Yeah, it's a routine checkup. Everything's
Yep.
fine.
They're
There's
all
no-
good. Totally
Well,
fine.
Are we staying here for the night?
What is the plan? I mean, do we want to go back?
I mean, now the kids are asleep, so they kind of walk for themselves.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Nyla and I are on a bit of a rough terms right now.
Is
Okay.
she all right with us being in her home?
Well, she's probably fine with you all being in your home. I maybe, but it's complicated.
Tarak,
Yeah.
Why?
would
is
you
it-
mind sharing what we're about to get ourselves into if she comes home?
Well, she's a very, very kind woman.
I start looking out the window.
The last time I was in her house, she said,
The last time you
leave
were in
and
my
never
house, you
come
saved-
back.
But you saved me, so it should be fine.
She didn't seem crazy excited. I mean, she was very excited that you were fine, but not happy about me being here. But I think that we could at least leave the kids here, and you all may be able to sleep here. I will probably be in an alley again.
How late is it, Mr. DM?
At this point, it's probably close to, let's see, it was like 5 o'clock when you guys left. It probably took about an hour and a half to 2 hours, so that would put you at 7 o'clock. It's probably close to 8 or 9 o'clock by now.
Okay.
The sun is beginning to set. It's gotten pretty low. It's just going over the horizon, and it's beginning to get dark. It's very, very dark in the back side of the alley. As you guys were out there, many torches were beginning to be lit, but there's something just about this area that just seems to have this ever-present dimness to it. Especially now that it is beginning to get dark, it is just even darker back here.
And should she be back by now?
No, she's usually back really late.
Yeah.
Right.
She's a guard at the prison, and depending on when her shift starts, it could be a long time.
Right.
Well, I, for one, wouldn't mind going and getting a room somewhere.
Yeah, I think we
Just
should.
because
I should think we
It's a
should stay
bit
together.
cramped.
I
I
mean,
agree. I didn't
we
feel
should
quite
stay
right
together.
leaving you in the alleyway, Tarak, all alone like that.
I would be in an alleyway like right outside, though.
Still didn't feel right about it.
Although
But regardless, we should probably stay until Nyla's back, so she doesn't show up and
that's true.
Mary explains.
could also
why
write
there's
a
two
note.
Like, yes, we could.
Mary.
Yes, I'm Mary. Hi.
Hi. Do you have any more beds, perhaps a lower level or something?
Lower level, and she like looks at the ground. No, you can
Okay.
sleep on the floor. sometimes I like to sleep on the floor. The bed gets really hot because Nyla she runs really hot. So sometimes I'll go lay on the cold stones and it helps cool me off. And then I'll crawl back in and I'll put my cold feet on Nyla's calves and she like kicks me out of bed again. It's fun.
Edward, jaw dropped, eyes big, says, "Well, idea. If we have to stay here, perhaps some of us could go out and find some blankets or something." I mean,
oh, it's okay. We have a blanket. And she holds up like this tattered, like moth-eaten single sheet.
All right. Edward,
Very
I think I
nice.
agree with you.
Aye.
Some of us could stay here, and make sure the kids are fine, while some of us go get some food, perhaps also, and
Aye.
maybe a couple of blankets and bedrolls, and bring them back.
Sure. Mary.
Yeah.
Could you tell me, if you had the money to eat there, where would you like to eat?
Well, there's this one guy just down the street a little ways. His name is Joe. He makes crabs. Like he stews like crabs, and they're really good. Like he steams them or something like that. I don't know. He doesn't usually sell them or anything like that. Usually he gets I think he works. I don't even know where he works to get crabs here, but sometimes he just shows up with a bunch of crabs and then he just puts them all in a big old pot that he has, and then they come out nice and steamy and he just gives them out to people. I don't normally
That's
get
very
one.
nice.
But,
All right.
I'd love to try one if he has them.
well, I could go for some crab rather than.
I can certainly
No,
take a
but-
look over there.
Which of us would like to stay here?
I should probably stay in case Nyla returns. She at least knows who I am rather than some random person in her house.
Right. Didn't mind walking out. All right.
Can I go with you?
Well,
It's okay. I don't
don't
have
you
to.
think you want to be here when your sister gets home?
Yeah, that might be a good idea. Okay,
I
I'll
sure
stay.
it could be fun.
Well, I'll leave the choice
Yeah.
up to her.
Tarak and I will play. It'll be great.
All right. All right.
Right. So it's myself, Melora, and Edward.
And Havel, probably.
And Havel.
Havel will stay.
I guess I'll go. It's
All
cold.
right.
I don't know. What do you want to do, Havel? Do you want to stay or do you want to go?
Oh yeah. I'm gonna.
Oh, yeah. I would love to stay.
Edward.
Well, you see,
Edward-
I'm a handsome tiefling, so
With no money, so please don't rob me. I'm just waiting for the
Edward.
chat.
He left. He's on his
gone.
flight.
Oh,
He
he's
can't
gone
hear
for
us.
free.
He's good.
Oh, yeah.
By the way, Ryan went home to have a wedding went to his sister's wedding
He's
back in
not
Nebraska.
getting married.
No, he did get married,
He's
but
not
his
his
sister got married, so he's on his way back. Unfortunately, he won't be here tonight, but we miss him and we love him. Anyway, back to the game. Oh yeah, I'm gonna stay.
Edward.
All right.
That's good. Edward turns to Melora and Kathyr and says, I don't know. It's really cold.
Does he strike that pose?
He is not. He is not. No, he is not in game. But he says,
Oh my goodness.
you know, it's quite cold. Do you think you could handle it?
Hi, I'm
guess,
sure we
yeah.
could.
Okay, try to find as many crabs as you can. And here, Edward grabs, 2 Oh, hello.
All the cats tonight.
Speaking of cats coming in.
Yeah. Well,
A lot of
Edward-
stray cats out tonight. Hey.
Edward takes 3 gold and hands them to Kathyr and says, "If you need supplies or crabs, please grab crabs.
hey,
That sounds
That
amazing."
brings me.
I'm
that
so
brings me
hungry.
Back up to 30.
Ooh.
I still
Good
have
job.
all
I'll be
the
right
money
back.
that
My cat
Havel
wants out of my-
gave me. I haven't
Havel-
spent any yet.
Havel also told the hotel owner, the Jericho, to
Mhm.
give me like 10 gold or something
Yeah,
like that. Did
yeah.
that
He
happen?
gave you 10 gold. You got 10 gold.
God, this is the
He
most
gave
money
you-
I've ever had.
He gave you 1 platinum.
I
Wait,
think
what?
that's worth less.
Also,
Well, this is garbage. One coin.
DJ, I hate to disappoint you, but Ryan did actually see.
I know. I just saw it. Anyway,
I mean, I'll follow.
So-
if I'll let her lead.
All right.
Okay.
I'll
So-
just go. Did we see any place while we were coming down the ring towards the house?
See any place like a Joe's
Like any
Crab Shack?
place for
Supplies.
or
food,
for other food
rations.
or
Like
something.
a Red Lobster or
Yeah, is there a
roll-
P. Chang's?
Maybe a sit-down restaurant, or the kind where they cook the food in front of you. I
Yeah,
don't know.
right.
roll an insight check for me.
An insight check.
The Gloomward is not known for having open intentions.
Oh, yeah.
21.
Oh, you are street. You know what's up.
Right.
So
This
yeah,
is
you're
like day 4 in the city.
in the city. She is more street than you will ever be, Kathyr.
Probably.
So as you were going through, you noticed several different things. You noticed that there was probably a little spot that did a lot of gambling, probably illegally. There seemed to be a couple different people hanging around in different areas where they would be bumping into each other on occasion, probably handing off things, you assume. There was one place that had a big old pot in front of it. There wasn't anyone there when you guys went past it, so you're not really sure what's going on with it. But there's a variety of different things around. You could probably find whatever you're looking for, you think?
Baskin Robin 2 blocks down.
Right. All right. I'm going to first look for a place to eat. I'll go towards where the big pot was to see if there are crabs out for Mary and for Edward.
Yeah, there are no crabs.
Can we,
All right.
also, real quick, Mr. GM, can we say
Yeah.
that I got my cloak back?
Yeah, sure, 100%.
Is it still raining?
You guys, so the Gloomward is like on the very back inside corner of the city, back at furthest in the cave. So it is still raining. You can still hear it, and there's still that kind of cool breeze coming through. But you guys aren't wet by any means because you're in the
All
backside
right.
of a cave.
I was just saying because I'm wearing my new dress and it's probably like
It's a
ruined.
little wet. It's not ruined. It was
Okay.
designed to be tough and to kind of be able to withstand the
right.
elements and stuff like that. They tailored to its owner, so
There you go.
All right. So, oh, sorry. What are you saying? Something?
Well, I was just gonna say while we're walking, I'll kind of just lean down and say, I never did get to say, but you do look very nice.
Thank you very much. It's Renaya said she liked it, so I thought I'd wear it today. Anyway, what are you hungry for?
I don't know. I mean, I never really had seafood before.
Well, there are
that
no
is
crabs here.
false.
That's
You
false.
had seafood all the time.
I had seafood all the time, actually. So I'm not really in the mood. Now,
Right.
now this year, I hear it's called steak.
Steak.
It comes from a cow.
I cover my pocket.
Do you,
Uh-huh.
Okay.
do you know anything about that?
I've heard of it.
It's probably not any good, is it?
Probably not,
Probably
but
not.
maybe I'm sure Edward might like something like that. But I think our main priority should be the blankets. But
Is there okay? If I attempt to follow my nose, is there any baked goods?
bread.
Thing.
Can we
Roll-
find bread?
Roll a perception check.
Cool.
Can Ginger help him with her little nose?
Sure.
She's like,
Ooh, okay, that's pretty good.
The pointer squirrel.
So perception is 21.
You smell the ever so slightest hint of baked goods over the vast majority of complex smells that are back here. Aside from the pungent smell of sewage and dirt and grime and kind of the like mustiness of being underground, like of being in a cave. And then you have the breeze coming in from the storm that's bringing in the smell of rain and like wet earth and the kind of grass around it, but ever so faintly off in the distance, pretty far away, you think there might be a bakery on the front side of the city.
On the front side of the city.
Closer to the front side of the city, yeah.
And we're like that's like the opposite side of where we are right now.
Potentially, depending on where it is.
Okay. Does baked goods sound appealing?
Hey, yeah, I mean, my mother used to bake. I haven't had anything like that in years.
Sure. Let's try that then. And I'll start attempting to make my way that direction.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah. So you guys are basically in the very back of the circle. You're just a little ways actually past on the west side of the central prison. And you guys started heading east back towards where you came. And now you guys begin to make your way all the way around, slowly making your way to what begins to be the front side where things begin to pick up a little bit and become a little bit nicer. And you can see that there is a few more shops specifically designed on the front side. It's not so much residential areas. It's more more commercial type stuff. And so coming around, you can begin to smell the bread a little bit more and come up to what is this fairly well kept blue and white building. It's a blue painted building with white trim with like little shutters over the doors. And you can smell the ever so faint smell of bread between the rain that you're now getting drenched in. It kind of is right there in front of you with that door or with those windows.
I squeeze my hair out and it's on one side. And
this side with Ginger, I see?
Yes.
Right under Ginger. She gets a bath.
She's like, is the door open? Can I just walk inside? All right.
Walk up and
It's not like it's a
okay.
fine
You give it a
idea.
knock, and it opens, and this gnomish woman is behind the door. Not frail, but also not like plump. A pretty good, healthy size. She looks to be probably mid to late. I don't know, for a gnome, like maybe 150. I think that's middle age for gnomes or so. So on the later side of middle age, and she kind of opens up and goes, "Yes, how can I help you?"
Hi, are you still open?
No, it's like 10 o'clock.
Well, then can you help me by telling me if there is any place that might be selling food or anything at this time of night?
Probably a bar or a tavern,
Right.
something along those lines. I open up again at 6 tomorrow if you guys are interested.
We may come back, perhaps. All right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just, I sold out all my goods and now I gotta bake it all again. So,
Right.
just how it
right.
is. I'll be up for the next couple of hours baking. So,
All right.
yeah.
Right,
Sorry that I can't help you.
Have a good night.
That's all right.
Yeah, you too. All right, bye-bye.
All right.
That's too bad. Is if looking around the local area, are there any like supply shops that seem like they might be still open that would sell like stuff like blankets and stuff? And other general
Yeah,
supply?
we'll say there's a shop that seems to still have a couple lights on it. That seems to be a general supply store.
Okay, I'll quickly make my way over there before it closes.
Okay, yeah, you
I
go over
follow.
there. You guys go through, ringing the door. At which point, this very plump halfling man comes walking out. Oi, how can I help you?
Hi. We are looking for some blankets or anything to make sleep
Just
on the
down the
floor just a
aisle.
little more pleasant. Well, thank you very
Yeah,
much.
just down the aisle.
I start heading that way.
You start heading down where there's a variety of like shoulder height shelves that have a variety of different items on them, and he points you down this one, at which point there is like a couple bedrolls on the very top of the shelf and like variety of different blankets on the bottom shelves.
All right. Should we get some bedrolls? That does seem like it could be a good investment.
Good idea, yeah.
Do they have like a price tag on the bedrolls?
No.
Is there a little label on the shelf?
No.
Where is the halfling now?
You can see he's sitting with his feet up on his counter, smoking a pipe, just watching you guys.
All right.
How much for these bedrolls and blankets?
How many?
How many are there?
There's 2 bedrolls and probably like 4 or 5-ish blankets.
A lot.
Well, we need at least. Well, okay. Now, Mr. DM, do I myself have a blanket? I know
You have a bedroll.
I know I have a bedroll. Do I have a blanket?
Yeah, we'll say that your bedroll has a blanket.
Sure. Okay. So we need at least 5.
Aye.
5 bedrolls or 5 blankets?
Blankets.
Okay, yeah. So you grab the 5 and the 2 bedrolls.
Yeah.
Aye.
I'll 2 gold.
Done. I take out 2 gold and I put it down. Is there any like rations or anything in the store?
Yeah, you can see it just in the next aisle over. There's a couple more rations.
Well, this isn't what we were hoping for, but I suppose rations could get us through another night.
Yeah. It's not quite what we were looking for, but yeah.
You guys are getting a box dinner.
Yep.
I
Basically.
mean,
I mean,
unless
we're getting it to go anyway, so.
Yeah, it's fine. Everything's great.
unless you want to go to
I mean, a tavern doesn't
A tavern?
really sound that appealing right now.
right.
Unless we went all the way back up to the Sunrise Suite, which by the time we got back down here, the food would be cold anyway.
Aye, and
what
it would
good is
be
that?
too late, so that's probably not very smart. Well,
How many are there like? Are there like, I don't know, 10 rations?
They're in sets of 10.
Sets of 10. Oh, that's perfect.
aye.
I'll buy 2.
Okay. You now have 20 rations. Melora?
Do they look any different? Like-
No.
All right. Yeah, I buy 1 pack.
Okay. It will be a silver piece per set of 10.
I give him a
All right.
He takes it.
Sure he will.
Edward, are you doing anything in the shop?
Edward's not here.
I'm not there.
Oh,
I
I thought
left
you went.
Melora.
No,
I left
he-
Melora and Kathyr to their own devices.
No,
I see.
Grant decided to insert himself.
Yeah, Grant said.
I did say chin finger. That's what this is. We've never given this a name. Just keep going. We'll figure it out.
Anyway. So you guys get your rations and your bedrolls. Anything else you're looking for?
How many arrows have I got?
That is an excellent question. I believe you started with 20. How many times have you shot something?
I shot.
Lots of
I
times.
probably have about 4 or 5 left only.
Might be a good idea to get some arrows.
I mean, I do try to retrieve them afterwards, but sometimes they break and they're not
No,
as
yeah.
good. Do I
Casualties of war.
see arrows in the shop?
You do not see any arrows in the shop.
All right.
Might need a blacksmith.
Pardon me.
Oi?
Do you know where I could get some arrows or some other adventuring equipment?
That would be a hot commodity these days. Most of the guards have been buying up a lot of the weaponry.
Oh,
Why is that?
You haven't heard. There are orcs on the run. That's why the gates are closed.
How many orcs?
I look at Kathyr. I'm like,
I don't know. That was just what the local yellow was saying the other day. Well, actually, it was today. Now that I think about it, it was today, and they closed up all the gates. You can't get up to the upper levels anymore, or get out.
I look at Kathyr. Thank you very much. Thank you. All right.
I rush out the door.
Okay. Have a
I
great night.
start
Thanks for
following.
the business.
But thank you very much. And I'm trying to, with my new cloak, I'm trying to cover some of the blankets so they don't get wet.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yes.
But they
I'd say
probably
you're,
will
you're
anyway.
you're fairly successful. You can like tuck them in the
Alright.
sides.
All right. So we kind of get out. Did you hear that?
Yep. Okay, that's bad news. The question is, did they see Tarak? But we say this while we're walking, very quickly. Did
Yeah,
they see
we're walking.
Tarak, or
Well,
did they see the other one?
I kind of imagine. I mean, they said orcs as in plural. I mean, why would the guards want to close the gates for Tarak unless it was the witches' orcs that were out?
Right. I mean, unless they saw Tarak at some point and thought that he was a threat.
I didn't know. He's very good at keeping to himself.
That's true.
Didn't think he would bring much attention.
I mean, didn't Edward say something about how they met? About I think I remember Edward saying that like he made some big commotion when they first met, and started running off.
Well, that's not very good. But how long ago was that? That doesn't seem like they would choose today over that.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know when that was.
All right. Well, I need to get more arrows for myself at the very least.
Oh man, is there a guard post somewhere that we can talk to people?
Yeah, you can see there's a number of guards around.
Yeah, well, yeah, guards, but like an official like office where I went to deposit my complaint.
Yeah, by talk to he means rob.
There is
become a Karen, so to speak.
I would like to speak to the manager. There's there are towers around the outer rim and along the inner rim that set up defense, and that's where most like guards will be stationed to specific towers, and then they have a certain like radius around that tower that they're in charge of protecting. And there is a tower basically right here.
Okay.
As you guys are kind of bouncing on the edge of the arch and stuff like that, there's that tower right that hugs the edge of the arch.
I mean, do we want to try to talk to some of the guards?
What do we want to know?
A lot of things. I start making my way over, like detour that direction a little bit. I don't know, like, I mean, I don't know if they would really tell us if or what they saw. It might be confidential, but I mean, it's worth a shot.
I suppose.
Otherwise, I mean, I guess, I don't know, maybe we'll try our luck at borrowing some arrows?
Or just asking where we could get some. Maybe that's our story. Maybe they were out of arrows and we wanted to know why.
Let's leave with that.
All right.
Yeah, I'm just gonna make our way over.
Okay, yeah, so you make your way over to the tower, at which point there's a little door, not a little door, but there's a heavy wooden door with 2 guards on either side of it at the base of the tower, along with a variety of other guards that are kind of patrolling the area.
Right. I'll just attempt to walk over to the closest one.
How can we help you?
Hi, sorry to bother you. I know you guys
you're fine.
busy.
Yes, very much so, as I stand here holding the stick.
Right.
Well, my friend here is very good with archery.
Oh, very nice.
But he's running a bit low on arrows. And
Okay.
when we went to the
They
store
were
to
sold
get some
out
more-
in the shop, and we just wanted to know if there was a reason for people to be arming themselves a little more recently, or where I could get some more, perhaps.
There are orcs on the run, young lady. Honestly, I don't think you should be out, but there's reports have it that there have been bands of orcs that have somehow entered the city and are hiding among our ranks. I don't personally think that it's as big a deal as people think, but like,
where have these sightings been said?
I'm not really sure, honestly. I'm just told to stand here and be here. If I see an orc, I kill it on sight. That's basically the order.
All right.
Well, that's great.
Well,
I messed up my positioning.
thank you very much. And I just grab Kathyr and I just start walking a little faster.
Right.
I'm just like, all right, well,
bye.
now that we know that there's thank you. There's bands of orc. I'm sorry. That's quite a bit more than what we thought before.
Yeah.
So, what should we do?
I don't. Let's get back to the others. This is very bad. Potentially.
All right.
I mean, do they?
Okay. Do you think any of them saw us, Kathyr?
Maybe. They might have.
Like, should we try to not reveal ourselves and our appearance?
You can't be too careful right now. Oh, and we fully lost Edward.
He's on his way back.
Oh dear.
Everything's breaking. Chaos. Chaos reigns.
Well,
It's
here,
the
this
orcs.
Yeah, as we're trying to get this all figured out, we'll actually just go on our break real quick. We're
perfect
about to
timing.
anyway, so we'll be back in like 10 or 15 minutes, hopefully, and then we can continue with Kathyr and Melora as they head back to the rest of the group. So we'll be back in a little bit. All right, so we're back. We fixed our technical difficulties. Our good Sir Grantifor has rejoined us, so we should be good by now. You'd think.
Hi,
We'll
this
figure
is
it out.
Grant. I play Edward on the cast, and I'd like to say that I'm so thankful that you welcomed me back with such gusto, DM. Thank you. That's
You're
all.
welcome. Yeah, so we left off. Oh, by the way, about the giveaway, we'll be announcing the winner of the giveaway at the end of the stream. So you just still have the chance. You just gotta enter a giveaway, and then you'll be good. Yeah, but where we left off, Kathyr and Melora had been making their way back after they'd done some shopping, debating on the fact that there's apparently now a band of orcs that is roaming Athala, and they're having to deal with that. So that's what they were talking about. We'll just jump right back into it with you guys. And so, yeah.
All right. I didn't think it wise to just sleep tonight. I think we should have watches.
That's probably wise. I didn't really think it'd be wise anyway, since we encountered the witch today. But yes, we definitely need to get back quickly before anything happens.
Right.
And I will at this point, Mr. DM, just always have a hand on my sword, like on the hilt of my sword, just being at the ready.
Yeah, okay. As you guys start going through, roll a perception check. I'll have both of you roll separate perception checks. What is the face that you're making?
Ooh, hey, that's pretty good. That was my please roll well face. I rolled a 19.
What did you get? Okay.
25.
Yep.
Oof. Melora, as you're going through, you are keeping a very, very watchful eye on every little piece of movement that is near you or in front of you. And as you're getting later and later into the night, the streets are beginning to grow quieter and quieter. And as you guys keep going, you don't notice anything. You think that you're doing a pretty good job of staying safe. Kathyr, you guys are going through.
I don't like that.
And as you're walking, you just notice out of the corner of your eye this trail of a cloak going down an alley. And when you look over, there's nothing there. But now in the other corner of your eye, just further away, you see a woman, an older woman, walking down the road. And when you look back over, she's not there anymore. And there's a couple of these different signs going through just as you're going forward that all seem to be leading you forward.
Okay. I'll just keep on my current pace and path.
Okay. Yeah, as you begin to go, again, you see kind of out of the corner of your eye, you look, and this time you see this man, not the wide-brimmed hat man with the vest and the goatee and everything like this, but the man covered in these black robes with like purple accents to it, like dark purple accents to it, all bundled up in this very tight attire, booking it down this alleyway to your right.
Did you see that? Did you see that?
Do we
You did
know
not.
anything that's I rolled 25.
You did not see it.
All right. No.
Sorry. Dang it.
What did you see?
Something important. I follow.
Okay. Yeah, you start following. Melora, do you follow Kathyr?
Well, I have no choice, so
Yeah.
I.
Perfect. So,
But I have an attitude about it. I'll have it be known.
Melora, instead of being hot on your heels in a supportive fashion, is a little ways back,
That's
kind of
fine.
in a slower pace. Just kind of like watching you as you like scramble around, looking around. You go down this alley, and just to your left, you again see this elderly woman with a cane making her way down this alley, making her way slowly before turning around another alley, this time again left.
I continue to follow.
Okay, you follow them, and as you go through, you follow the same pattern of one of these three vestiges guiding you through the alleys of Athala before eventually there's just you come around the corner and you are kind of in a little bit of a wider alleyway between the very, very back wall and the second in a row of buildings.
Mhm.
And you can see leaning against the wall, hat tipped down, boots kind of out in front of you, gnawing on a piece of straw, the vestige of the gravedigger, his shovel leaning against the house, standing there, and he like looks up at you. He gives you a wink, and then he walks around the corner of the house.
Okay. If I look around the corner, is he still there?
You look around the corner, and he is not still there. Instead, you can see there's this little alleyway that has vines growing up the side of one of these buildings. You're not like super far into the back half of this, so there's still a little bit of sunlight that can come in, allowing the vines to grow in on the, technically it would be the northern side of this building, as kind of the sun faces it from the cave. It's complicated. Anyway, there are these vines that are growing up with little budding rosebuds, and there's one single rose, and you can see that there's a man there, not the gravedigger, but a different man. You can see a long black cloak. You can't see past the front, with this slick black hair and these horns that come up the side, kind of in a very ornate, almost fake looking fashion. They come up with a little spike, and then from the base of it, they're still connected. They swoop back and kind of out before having another spike, and then something that comes around the backside. And then on the left horn, around that kind of half moon that ends up being made between the top spike and the bottom spike that protrudes, there are 4 gold, almost like earrings, loops that are hanging from holes that have been drilled into these horns. And he's currently picking the rose. You can see just the hints of a red headband holding back some of his hair as he picks this rose and begins looking at it and examining it.
I'll slowly approach.
Okay. As you begin to approach, he just goes, "I wouldn't get any closer if I were you." Before turning and looking at you, you can see he's a tan, elvish complexion. You recognize him to be a horned elf from his fairly elven features, his long pointed ears, with the very obvious horns coming out of his head. You would know these to be rather elusive, a rather elusive race of elves. They mostly stick to La Stella, which you kind of are aware of. It's between Athane and, or it's just beneath Athane, between Rivaluna and Athane, or not between them, but beneath Athane. Yeah. So you haven't really seen them before, but you kind of recognize the elvish features, and then obviously with the very obvious horns, it's pretty easy to make the connection.
Who are you?
My name is Kiamura. Who are you?
Kathyr.
Well, it's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, Kathyr. And he sticks out his hand.
I reach out and grab it.
As you turn, you can see he's not wearing he is wearing a shirt, but it's a very, very low cut V-neck that allows you to see the hints of these Japanese style linework clouds tattooed on the edges of his chest, and it seems like they're going out past. And as he reaches past, his cloak pulls back just a little bit, and you can see the hints of tattoos around his wrists. It's very nice to meet you, Kathyr. What are you doing out so late? You shouldn't be out here.
Well, I could ask you the same thing. I'm sorry, did you see someone come in here?
There was a woman. I wasn't necessarily following her, but she went down the alley, and so as I was passing, I just looked down. I saw the roses, and it's rather odd. Obvious, it's rather odd. The roses aren't in season right now, but this one is blooming. This whole area is blooming. And as he holds it, it begins to wilt in his hand. Well, that's rather strange.
And you didn't see a man come this way?
No. Why? Are you following someone? Should I be concerned for my life?
I was following a few someones.
Well, that's not creepy.
It's complicated.
Most things in life
Although
are.
it's quite peculiar that they led me to you.
They led you to me. What do you mean?
Well, they led me here, and you seem to be here. Why might that be?
Interesting. What? He kind of puts one hand on his hip, at which point you can see there is a large, probably about a foot long blade, kind of this angled, curved, delicate blade sticking out of his cloak with a large shaft going back. You can't quite tell what type of weapon it is. You just see the very tip of it. But he's kind of holding on to that.
Wait.
Are you... Did my father find you?
I don't know.
That would be a no. Okay.
I mean...
And you are... And he looks over at you, Melora.
I've been just waiting in the back, just kind of like, my name's Melora, and I didn't really know what we're doing here either. We were kind of in a hurry, so...
All right, well...
Now, does someone by the Gravedigger mean anything to you?
No.
Does Oragol mean anything to you?
I mean, he's among the human pantheon, but aside from that...
Dang it.
Do you need help with something?
I thought I was getting something I already... Dang it. I'll kind of just... Alright. Melora, we should go.
Aye.
I'll just turn around.
Careful now, there are orcs on the loose, they say.
Aye, I heard. You be careful as well.
As we turned the corner again, was the shovel left behind?
The shovel's not there, but as you guys go back around the corner, you can just see the widow just standing right there, hunched over her hood, holding over with her cane in front of her, just standing there.
Like in front of us?
Not in front of you, just like right on the corner of the building, basically where the gravedigger was, just standing there.
What am I supposed to find here?
She looks up at you. She looks up at you, and you can see what once was a very, very beautiful face, now wrinkled and weary with time, looking up at you. And then she looks back in the alley, and then she starts walking away.
Are you all right?
No. But I don't think we don't have time. Come on.
I mean, we can talk about it on the way. We're going to be with each other for a very long time. And if you're going to start talking to random people in the middle of the night when we're trying to get somewhere, I think I might want to know some of that information as to why.
It was not some random person that I was talking to.
All right. Then who was it?
I don't know. Well, now, quick question. Did she see...
Yeah.
She didn't see the widow when I was talking to her just now.
No, she did not.
Yeah. Well, the man that was in that alley, I don't know who he is. But he's connected somehow. I don't know how.
To what?
I was following them, the three of them, my three patrons. They were trying to show me something. I missed it.
All right.
As you guys are having this conversation, you can now see that there are a couple different guards approaching you. Not necessarily like approaching you, but like on patrol, making their way through the street.
We should go.
Aye, we could talk about it on the way. I'm sorry that you didn't find what you were looking for, I think, but we should go.
Mr. DM, just because I missed it in the moment, what was that gentleman's name?
Kiamora. Kiamorra. So, as you guys begin making your way down the road. You're just trying to not look suspicious. You don't go jogging down the road or anything like that. Just kind of keeping your cool. As you guys make your way around just a little ways further, you hear the guards begin to say something, and then you turn around and look as they go down the alley, and then you can hear clashing and what sounds like Kimura going, "Oi, wait!" before it kind of gets cut off.
How far away?
You guys have only made it probably about 40 feet or so.
What's that face for?
You can now see the widow again standing by the alley.
Kathyr, will you say something? I kind of read your mind.
They're still there. I don't understand.
All right, so what do you want to do about it?
Time is it?
It's probably 10:30, getting close to 11. Kathyr's sitting there on his knees, holding his face.
I take out my holy symbol for a second.
Okay.
And kind of just hold it in my hand. Is she looking at us?
Mm-hmm. She's like staring right at you. It almost feels like she's staring like through your soul.
Yeah, great times.
And he's just looking in that way, and
he's
I'm
just
like,
looking at the alley that the guy just
Kathyr,
went
what
down.
are you staring at?
You can't see them.
No. Say who?
The widow.
Should I be worried about you? Are you all right?
I mean, yes, but
No, I don't know. I start making my way back over.
you make your way.
Are you gonna say something to me? Are we about to do this right now? Because I should be on the same page.
I don't know, Melora. All right. All I know.
What do you want to do right now? Tell me what you want,
I pull out the book.
and maybe I
Okay.
can help you.
I pull out the book. I'm finding answers. I flip through some of the pages.
Uh-huh.
I found this. I was given this by the priest in the temple. It's full of. It has these different parables, different stories. I don't really understand. This is my chance to
Alright.
understand. These are the people.
What do you want me to do for you right now?
You hear another yell.
Can you just make sure I don't go crazy?
I can try my best. What does that look for you?
I don't know. Just stand there. Just make sure I don't do anything stupid. And I keep walking forward.
Okay. You guys have been
I
walking.
take an arrow out.
You guys go and you walk around, at which point you can see 2 guards, now 4 guards actually, have both gone, and they're all basically going in at Kimura. A couple of them have his arms kind of out, pushing his shoulders down, so he's bent over. There's another guard that kicks him in the stomach before another one that comes up behind him and like kicks him in the butt, causing him to go like face forward into the pavement.
Now what's going on here?
None of your concern. Internal business. Be on your way.
I don't think beating up a random civilian is just nobody's business.
You don't know who this man is. This is internal business. Now go.
Well, enlighten me.
At which point the guard goes up to you and puts a sword in your face. Leave.
I'd be very careful if I were you.
Another guard then knocks an arrow and points it at you, Melora.
What has this
Go.
man done? What
That
offense
is
has he
class-
caused?
Treason.
Of what kind?
Treasonous kind. Now move. I answered your question. You look over
Just
and you
give
see the widow just like nod.
You're kidding, right?
Nope.
Ah, my. Okay, I look at what's his face? What's his bucket?
Kimura?
Kimura. What do I see? What kind of expression do I see on his face?
You see him kind of like roll over, holding his gut, and you can see there's a gash along his ribs. And he just kind of like looks up at you with this strange look of like both he's also wondering what you're going to be doing. He's kind of just sitting there too, while also you can see he's also like eyeballing the guards as well.
Just give me the go-ahead, Kathyr.
Anything that this man has done, I'm sure there is a reasonable way that we can not just beat this man up. Now, I don't want to get in a fight.
Well, then leave. And he pushes it just enough to be like right up against your chin.
Kathyr, are we doing this right now?
I said leave, and he comes in and just kicks your chest.
I shoot an arrow. I shoot an arrow.
Okay.
Right as he moves.
Yeah, roll initiative.
We were doing so good.
We were doing so good.
We were doing so good. The DJ
We were
threw
in a
this
cute
haymaker
little
at me.
house. Mary got a
This wasn't
scarf.
supposed to happen.
Last episode was Holy Haymakers. This episode is Unholy Haymakers.
All right. So, 25 to 20.
24.
18.
That is not.
That's not in 20.
within
but
25
I said it anyway because it's a high number for me.
Need to look up. It's gonna be back here.
Drew, if this doesn't pan out well and we aren't
I panicked.
like
This is not supposed to be
if we
happening right
aren't
now,
like
Aaron.
at like 17th level, if we aren't fighting God with this man that you're trying to save, I will punch you in the face in person.
I would approve. All right. Drew is panicking because this isn't supposed to be happening.
Now, more importantly, all of us are waiting back at the house and it's late and we're all tired and hungry.
Oh my god. If that is what comes out of your mouth when we get back.
Hey, I can't promise anything.
In the meantime, all three of the kids die of starvation. Like
Kathyr, what is your dexterity modifier? Actually, never mind. It doesn't matter.
they have a +6, like 60 minimum.
Okay. All right, Melora, it is your turn.
All right. I was ready, and as soon as he started to take a swing at Kathyr, I released an arrow, and I'm aiming for his eye.
Okay.
Oh, snap!
Go ahead and roll to hit with disadvantage because you're within 5 feet.
Oh, but I just rolled a natural 20.
Do it again.
Oh, I wasn't that close to him. Kathyr is the one that
Well, I
approached.
suppose Kathyr was
me.
between you guys. Yeah, so it'd be 10 feet away, which.
Let
So
her
that's
have it.
literally a 29.
Yeah, you hit this guard. You hit him hard.
So
yeah.
that is
Roll. So max damage, and then
Right.
you roll plus your
So-
bonuses.
Okay.
Is this lethal damage? You said you're aiming for his eye, so I guess it has to be.
So that is 20 damage.
Ooh. Okay, so Melora, you sit there and you see him like prep to swing and lift his foot to kick Kathyr, and you just ever so gently just release the arrow, at which point it goes right through his eye and out the backside.
Oh, dear Lord!
Tearing a hole through his helmet and embedding itself in the arrow, embedding itself in the wall. He goes into swing and just falls backwards.
I did a flinch, and I just used the rest of like my bonus action, I suppose, to say, any of you want to be next?
They all charge. Kathyr, it is your turn.
Okay.
You just watch Melora like have a head explode in front of you. There's blood across your
Is there
face.
3 guards now?
There are 3 guards.
Okay. Okay. And they're not holding on to I keep forgetting his name.
Kiyomura.
Kiyomura. They're not holding on.
Kiyomura.
Kiyomura.
They are not currently holding on to them. There are 2 of them that have arrows knocked, and one of them has now stepped past Kiyomura, pulling out a short sword.
Okay. Frustrated. I walk up, taking out my sword and shield. Oh man. I take a second glance at the widow. Before
She's not there anymore.
Oh, she's not there. Great. Okay, wonderful. I'll just kind of I'll come in with a swing and kind of under my breath is just like, please let this be the right thing to do. And I will. I don't know if this is possible, but as a bonus action, because I can do it now. As a bonus action, I'm gonna cast Divine Favor.
Okay. Remind me of what that does.
I get a D4 radiant damage for like a minute.
Ooh, because that's what you need right now.
And then I'm gonna attempt to. Granted, this would be hard, but I'm gonna attempt to swing for non-lethal.
Okay.
For whatever
Yeah, go ahead.
that is.
Roll to hit.
Oops.
You have to keep in mind the fact that you are adding damage to yourself, and then also trying to be non-lethal. So just keep that in mind.
But like, you know, I could still like not. Well, okay, I guess, Mr. DM, would I think it logical?
You're looking at
there's a
this
way.
guard. You're looking at this guard as he's coming at you, and you look at your sword versus his sword, and then your sword, and then Kiamura, and then your sword, and then his sword, and you think that you could cut this guy in half.
Okay, then I won't do that. I'll just normal swing, but non-lethal.
Okay, sweet. Roll to hit.
Okay, that's not fantastic. That's really not fantastic. That's 14 to hit.
Okay. That does not quite hit.
Yep.
You go in to swing, and he just takes a step back, causing it to glint off the chainmail of his armor before he begins taking another step towards you.
Yep, perhaps.
Is that your turn?
Well, yep.
Cool. The guard takes another step towards you, coming in to swing with his short sword. Ooh, that's probably not going to work. Does a 10 hit?
No.
Yeah, you sit there. He goes in and swings, and you don't even move. You just let it hit your shoulder and then bounce off your plate, kind of ricocheting, almost like I don't know if you guys have ever like hit something really hard with like a metal bat and had like the jolt go through your arm. You can see him go through that experience as he like holds his forearm, then just kind of like looks at you with a hint of fear and shock and not really understanding what's going on. At which point the two guards with the bows are both going to shoot at one at each of you. So this one's for Melora. That is a natural 18 plus 3. Does a 21 hit? Sweet. Get to roll. Ooh, that's low.
Just saying, DJ, I'm still mad at you right now.
3 points of piercing damage.
Right, where do they shoot me?
They shoot you in the shoulder. So this is the one that's holding just above Ginger, actually. They don't hit Ginger, but just above Ginger.
Right. Jesus Christ, all right.
I just went. The other guard is going to shoot at you, Kathyr. Ooh, would a 20 not nat hit?
Yes.
That will be 2 points of piercing damage.
Oh, okay. That's lovely.
Does the horned elf get a turn?
He does. He got a natural 7 on his roll versus the guards that got a 17. So, at which point, they both shoot you before Kiamura kind of flips over and swings his legs around to kind of help himself get up, tripping one of the guards. And in the meanwhile, he kicks his shield, which was on his bag on the opposite side of the alley, on the opposite side. He kicks it towards the other guard.
Man, this guy's just a
Ooh.
like.
Oh, wait, that's the wrong thing. I should look at his character sheet. Okay, that's going to hurt a lot.
Somebody's a monk.
Okay. Oof. He kicks his shield, which, as you guys are looking, it's very, very unique. It's it's almost like this oval shape, except there's a circle out of the top, at the very top of it, and then there's a large arch out of the bottom of it that produces some spikes. Not spikes, but it produces 2 prongs. And he goes and he kicks it, causing the prongs to embed on either side of this guard's neck, pinning him to the wall, just enough that he's kind of like on his tippy toes, like kind of choking, kind of not choking. At which point Kiamura stands up and pulls out this weapon that I don't think either of you would have ever seen before. It starts as it's about there's 3 2-foot lengths of a staff that are broken into 3 different parts to help it break down into about 2-foot length. One end on either side having a large spearhead that he then folds out, swings around, and it all reconnects with itself, becoming a rigid staff. And he kind of swings around, pointing it at the last guard, the one in front of him, at which point it brings us back to Melora's turn.
All right, I would like to cast Hunter's Mark on the archer that shot me.
Okay. That would be the one that's pinned to the wall currently.
Oh, then no. Who's fighting Kathyr?
There is the one guard with the short sword.
Then that one.
Okay.
And can I get a good shot at him if I like maneuver myself?
Yeah.
Okay. I will release an arrow with Hunter's.
Okay. Perfect.
All right. Plus 9, 21.
Oh yeah, you hit.
Okay. Yay. Okay. Now with Hunter's Mark, it's an extra d6.
Ooh.
So
Go get it, girl.
7.
Wreck this man's whole career.
5, plus 4. So
That's gonna hurt a lot.
12 plus 4 is 16.
Yeah. You also shoot this guard. This time, as he is holding his arm, holding it back, you shoot him and it embeds in his shoulder, causing him to just kind of stumble back before actually falling over backwards, just kind of holding it as he begins to bleed profusely. After a little bit, he passes out, leaving just this one guard for Kathyr. You have gone through, you watched as this guard like ricocheted off you, at which point you step forward. I can't remember if you hit or not, but you then watched as, not Melora, but an arrow went bolting past you, embedding in this guard's shoulder, causing him to stumble back before passing out on the ground. After you just watched Kiamora pin this other guard by kicking his shield to basically around the guard's neck, leaving the one scout there.
Okay. Is Kiamora next to him by chance?
He is currently standing 10 feet away from the guard with the tip of his staff like just underneath the tip of his spear, just underneath the guard's chin.
Okay, well, I guess I'll make my way over there.
Okay, yeah, roll the hit.
Yep. Oh, okay, that's 18 on die.
Ooh, yeah, that hits.
That is 9 points of damage.
Okay, you go through and
It's still not.
sidestep Kathyr or sidestep Kiamora, and then come up and lift your blade so it kind of frames your forearm just enough that as you step into it, you're basically ramming him using the hilt of your sword to kind of just jab his chin and while shoving him, causing a good bit of damage. He looks stunned after that, kind of rocking back before Kiamora then steps past you and just pokes him in the shoulder, and he just falls over and passes out.
Nice.
At which point Kiamora looks at you and says, we need to go. We need to go. And he takes the shield and rips it out of the wall and then punches the guard, causing him to black out before heading further into the alley.
I would like to pull the arrow out of my shoulder.
Yeah, it's not a fun time.
I walk over to Melora. I kind of just hold up my hand. It's all right if I just place my hand over the wound.
Mehmet, come on, let's go. Come on.
I can't remember how much damage she took, so I'm just gonna.
Later, Kathyr. It's all right.
I'm going to give her.
We can do this later.
Give her like 3 hit points.
Okay.
That's just what I needed, actually.
That's perfect.
Aw, that's perfect.
Aww.
I couldn't remember for sure, so. After that, I just keep walking.
Yeah, Kiamora makes his way further into the alley, which leads directly to the outer wall.
Can I get my arrow back?
Yes, you get your arrow back. You also retrieve the arrow. And you can see that these guards, both of the scouts, have probably about 10 or 15 arrows on them as well.
Ooh, take those.
Yeah, you gain 30 arrows along with the 3 that you shot.
Yay. All right.
Now, do you mind now explaining what that was all about?
Do you have some place that we can go then? Someplace safe and secretive? I mean, I kind of have my own place, but like, someplace close, preferably.
How close is where everyone else is.
It's close. You guys are probably about half an hour of walking away, so
I mean,
with a quick jog, you could get there within, I'd say 15 minutes or so.
You could get there in 15 minutes. They have a place that's not the main road.
Yeah, we'll stick to the alleys. Where is it? Further in, further out? Where are we
that's
going?
right.
Very far in.
All right, you lead the way. I'll hold up the rear.
I start going. Is Kathyr hurt?
Kathyr, are you hurt?
I mean, like, barely. Like, maybe a small cut, I guess.
I guess
Alright,
the
you can
guard
deal
did.
with that later then.
Yeah, it did kill into you, so you'll be fine.
Alright.
Also, Kathyr's visibly shaken.
Yeah. Kathyr, something interesting to you. As you go to step past Kiamora to follow Melora, you see Kiamora kind of hold his ribs where you think he got cut, and there is a dull, not like dark green glow like when Melora does things, but kind of this lighter green glow, and then he is healed before he follows you. His shield now up over his arm, the spikes kind of down around his wrist, with this spear kind of behind him as he begins to follow you guys.
Do I notice, taking a look at him, does he have any sort of symbols or anything on him?
Roll a perception check.
I guess I can switch the music again. Okay, perception check. 13.
There's not necessarily like a symbol hanging down from him or anything like that. He's just not wearing a necklace. He doesn't have anything protruding. Now that he is a little bit less composed, you can see it looks like what you can assume is there are tattoos from the side of his chest going all the way down his arms. He has 2 full sleeves that then just hug the sides of his chest. You can't quite tell what they're of quite yet, besides the little clouds. But you kind of, that's kind of the big thing that you notice.
Okay. All right. Well, just keep moving in.
Okay. You all begin making your way quickly through the back alleys of Athala, not unlike when you guys met the rest of the party. Kind of rushing through there, trying to avoid the crowds. Now trying to avoid guards. As you guys begin to make your way back to the safe house, quote unquote, this poor guard.
Yes, the safe house. In other words, the house of another guard.
Yeah. At which point we will cut back over to everybody else. Edward, Havel, Renaya, Tarak, all the kids. What have you guys been doing for the last hour and a half, 2 hours?
Taking them a real long time, isn't it?
I just picture like 45 minutes in, it's just Tarak showing them like what a scalpel looks like and how it works and stuff.
Oh gosh. Yeah, I picture
Not you guys, the kids.
Oh, okay. I do picture us playing with the kids a bit, but then obviously, inevitably, Tarak and I start talking about food, and I start asking him did you eat stale bread? Like, is that something you ate? You
Is there any other type of bread?
The good kind? Yes.
It was delicious.
All right, so it's like that kind of thing. And Havel's there, But after a while, Edward does start complaining because he's hungry and he's tired and he doesn't want to sleep on the floor.
You wouldn't have been hungry if you would have eaten the food given to you so graciously.
Well, it chipped my tooth.
Do you want more? And she holds up like the very last little bit of her bread.
Oh, sweetie, it's okay. And I glare at Tarak.
Well, I mean, as much as I don't agree with you complaining when you've been offered so many just bountiful feasts today already, well, it really is taking them just a real long time. What do y'all think that they're up to right now, huh?
I don't know, Renaya, you seem to know Melora quite well.
Yeah, didn't you two like room together? What's going on?
I mean, if they were just getting food, it wouldn't be that long.
They're either in an awkward not talking kind of thing, or Melora has killed him and Kathyr's hidden in an alley somewhere. But
you really think she could do that?
Oh, Melora can do anything.
Do you know what
option
happened?
number 2 better.
Do you know what happened? Like I came down out of the room, and there was some real, it was like 3 whole minutes of just very tense conversation, and I don't know. What, do you know what that was about?
I mean, not really my story to tell.
Oh, come on.
Um,
It's not
We're-
kissing and telling if there was no kissing involved.
How long have they known each other? Did they meet each other like before they met us?
Like years ago.
Really?
I
They
could only,
traveled
I mean, it's
together?
gotta be. Are you kidding? I've seen, like, well, I haven't seen, but I've heard stories, all right? Like, there's no way that they act like this and they haven't known each other for at least, like, 10 years.
I don't know. They kind of made it sound like they just met, but
I mean, it's like every day is the first day.
wait. Wait. No, that wouldn't make sense. For a moment I thought maybe they were related or something.
Whoa!
Well,
First of all, weird.
they kind of act like siblings, right? They fight, they laugh. I don't know. Just whatever. It
So
doesn't make
you
sense.
don't laugh?
They don't look,
You
they
don't
look
laugh
the
at all?
same. Okay, Tarak. Well, I wouldn't think that we're brothers. So
I
I
very
don't-
rarely laugh when you say
Renaya.
anything.
Renaya's gonna get up and just check in on Samuel and Susie.
They're both fast asleep.
Okay. She's gonna take out her blanket and just give him a little extra tuck in.
Okay.
And then she's gonna check in on Mary. How's Mary doing?
Hi, Renaya.
Hi.
You see my new scarf?
I did. It's very
Yeah.
nice. You know, pink's my favorite color.
Oh, here, you should have it then. I personally like blue.
You like blue?
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Here, you take the scarf and I'll keep the bread.
Are you sure? It looks so nice on you.
I make everything look good. I can take anything.
Okay, well then you'll have to give me some styling tips.
It's helpful if you throw it. It's the throw
throw
that
it?
really adds the
Okay.
sass.
And she's just gonna very dramatically puff.
Oh, yeah, girl. That's right. You get it. You know what? You take the bread too. And she's
Oh,
just like,
that's okay.
the
You
bread.
keep that.
Okay, I'll keep this. And then she starts like gnawing on the heel.
Should we like
So
should we like find them? I feel when was the last time? The last time that they went out, we didn't know where they were. They watched a god punch a witch god.
I still don't know about that. I don't know if that really happened.
Could have been a hallucination.
Yes.
Still not good.
I guess, but
We-
it's
we-
dark and it's cold and
Can we
I'm
make a deal
tired.
that after this, if they're still alive, we never let them go anywhere by themselves? Because
Have
it
you-
always ends up in trouble.
We used to do this thing when I was a child, here and there. We don't really do it anymore, but it's called Nose Goes. Have you ever heard of that?
No.
Where does the nose go?
It's like we have to touch our nose, and
Why would you
whoever's
touch your
last. Oh, okay. Just wait.
Wait,
I'm
like
touching my
this?
nose.
And she's gonna
Oh,
do like a
never
little
mind.
pig nose.
Never mind. No, not
Ooh,
like
I can do
that.
it too.
It's- Oh, good job, Mary. Hey, Renaya. I didn't
Yeah.
know you had a blanket. Do you have
Um,
more?
No.
Okay, you didn't seem to mention that when we were talking about like maybe trying to sleep.
I kind of forgot I had it a little bit.
Okay. Well,
You
I
know,
don't
it actually
really...
gets pretty like toasty if you turn on the stove for a long enough time.
Is
I
there a
don't think
fire
we have-
going?
No. And there's no
Oh.
wood.
Oh no.
That that's certainly a problem. I suppose we could go out, try to find like a crate or something.
Well, I'm not going to go outside, but if you would like to suit yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. Ignore me. Don't mind me.
So I mean, I really don't want to go out there anyway. So I guess we'll just wait here.
Here, let's give it like half an hour, and if they're not back, then we'll think
We can
about
assume they're dead.
Well, I wouldn't. Fine, whatever, Tarak.
Excellent.
We could play a game.
Oh, what kind of game?
We've been playing games.
I know,
I'm
but they're so
tired.
fun.
Old. We could still go to an inn.
To an inn?
What about the kids?
I look at Mary and say, sorry, I didn't mean it.
Yeah, whatever.
We could play.
I
Does
have my
anybody have any cards?
I
The
have
kids
my-
at the orphanage
No.
used to play poker all the time.
What's poker? Just
W-
kidding.
That sounds very aggressive, which is strange for me that I haven't heard of it.
Oh,
Well, I have a
Well,
more civilized
never
game.
mind.
I have dragon chess.
You have a chest of dragons?
n- Oh, Tarak, no. It's a game. It's strategy, and I suppose I could show you guys how to play. It's played by a lot of people who can afford dragon chess sets. They're kind of delicate. So I could break that out, I guess.
At this point, Havel like very much is excited to take you up on that.
Oh, good. Oh, Havel, do you know how to play?
Yes.
Yes, of course.
Oh.
Of course I know.
All the better.
Yes, I know how to play. Do you want a game?
Yes, and we might as well show these fellows how to do it if we're going to play. While we play, we can explain it.
Sweet.
Although I wouldn't want to give away all my secrets, and I wink at Havel.
Oh no, of course not.
Are we
alright.
playing for money?
Sure.
How about 10 gold each?
That sounds fair. He takes out
Okay.
10 gold.
How are we going to resolve this, DJ?
We are going to roll
I moved
three.
my horse.
We are
I'm
going
just
to roll 3 intelligence checks.
Okay.
So, best 2 out of 3.
Yeah, best 2 out of 3 of intelligence checks.
Okay.
Ooh, I can pull up his character.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Beauty of D&D Beyond.
Okay.
Not sponsored.
Not sponsored, not yet.
Wow, Edward's really doing bad, guys.
Okay, all right. Roll your first intelligence check, my son.
Okay.
Okay, all right. 17.
It's like that same thing, but like minus 10. It's 7.
Math.
So we begin by moving a few pieces, and even you, Tarak, who has never heard of this game or played this game, you begin to recognize, some of the strategies. You were a man of war, you know what's going on and stuff like that, and you can tell that Edward is getting his cheeks clapped.
Gross. I have all of all people.
You're doing
Second-
great, Edward.
Second check.
Shut up,
Ooh.
Tarak.
Oh, I'm so sorry. That's a 22.
Well, yeah, that's a 3. I rolled literally a 1. It's a nat 1.
Yeah, so after about 5 minutes, Havel knocks over a piece and says, checkmate.
Ugh. Well, it's been a while since I've played anyways. Whatever. Have your 10 gold. It's fine.
Wow.
I'll
Great.
keep-
That was incredible play.
Do you want to play again? I'll double it. And he puts
We could
10
do
more
that,
gold
or
down.
we could do freeze dance.
What?
Freeze dance.
What is freeze dance?
Yeah,
What's-
it's where you have somebody who does music and then they stop and then you have to freeze and you dance when the music's going, but when the music stops you freeze, and if you move then you're
Are you going to sing for us?
we have
I look at Havel like he's an
we
idiot.
have an Edward.
Oh,
Edward can play
you do
music?
that.
When you met me, you literally talked about my lute.
I assumed
Literally-
you were going to pawn that.
I don't know how.
Well,
I don't know.
then play for us. We will dance and you play for us.
But how it
or I-
works is you just stop randomly and then we have to stop
or I
dancing.
could play my flute.
I would love nothing more than to hear this.
Is this my
Flute.
time?
This is
This
your
is
time.
time.
Yes.
This is your time.
Oh no.
Okay, ready? Renata,
Let's hope we
ready?
can hear this.
Yeah. Play loud.
Oh, he's still going.
Camel's out.
Stop.
Camel's out.
This is what it is. It's just start, stop, start, stop.
I'm confused on the rules of this game. Did I lose?
Yes, Havel, it looks like you lost. Maybe you're not as good as you thought you were.
It's okay. It's a hard game.
He just goes and sits down.
Also, was Mary playing with us? With
Oh
her
yeah,
scarf?
she's still dancing.
Oh, good. Oh, wait, but she doesn't have the scarf anymore. Anyways.
Nope. Renaya has the scarf.
Mary, that was quite good.
At this point, there's a knock on the door.
I heard knocking on my door the other
It's
day.
you two.
Oh, no.
If I
Well, I hope that's them.
I'll let Melora go in first,
Mhm.
and I'll kind of I'll hold back, Kimura. I keep forgetting.
Kiyamura. Kia.
Kiyamura.
Like the car.
Kimura.
It's like the car. Kiyamura.
I can't remember. I'm sorry. Kimura. I'm stressed out. Okay. So I'll kind of hold him back for a moment and kind of push him up against the wall.
Ooh. Okay. All right. Well, I'm down.
Now listen to me here, elf. I risked
You're
a lot
also-
by helping you.
You're also no.
Shut up. I risked
Yes,
a lot
sir.
by helping you. So this
Yes,
better
you
be
did.
worth it.
Okay.
I walk in.
Walk in first, and I say, hey, so
Yeah,
I got
knew
blankets.
she would have killed him.
No. But there is something else that you might want to be made aware
Kiyamura
of.
lost a
walks
limb.
in.
What?
Hi.
Who is that?
He
Hi.
grew horns?
All right,
After
hold on.
Kathyr.
Oh.
I bring out some rations and I start handing rations out and I say, I'm sorry, Edward, they were not selling. Crabs
It's fine.
today.
I'll
And
eat
here's a
anything.
blanket. I'm sorry if it got wet, but I kind of had to hold them
Oh,
in the
okay,
rain.
fine.
So
Thanks. Anyways, I guess.
So we're going to talk about this?
At this point, Kiyamura breaks down his spear and just sets down his shield, sitting down cross-legged with the shield
First
on
of
his
all,
lap.
that's
and the spear on top.
awesome.
Thank you.
Moment to appreciate it. Put
I'll
that
let
to the
Kath-
side. What?
I'll let Kathyr tell it.
All right, Kathyr, tell it. Chop, chop.
He's not telling it.
This wasn't supposed
Kathyr saved my life. Kathyr and Melora saved my life.
Oh, well, then that's great.
That's cool.
I'm assuming, like, from what? Like,
I
were you
killed
stuck
the
in a
guard.
well?
You
Quite
what?
personally, I will admit.
Now,
That- I would-
Melora,
look,
what?
Okay, it's a complicated.
They were going to
process,
hurt
but
Kathyr.
there's a lot of things going on right now. Okay, apparently, first of all, the city is in some sort of lockdown or something right now.
Aye, there are orcs all about. Bands of orcs.
Okay, you should have started
More.
with that.
And we were going after we heard that and got some supplies. We were heading out. We were on our way back, and I saw some figures, and I followed them, and they led me to where our friend here was.
Like, okay, wait, figures? Like, what kind of figures?
I
Like, you
didn't
just
see
saw
them.
some random people? So
No,
you saw
they
some
were
invisible
random.
people?
Renaya is sitting on
They-
the floor and is just shifting to squint at Kiyamura.
He
They
shifts
get a
over so you
vibe
can see him
check?
more. Roll an insight check.
Vibe check. I love vibe checks.
Serious.
Kiyamura just like looks over and stares back.
That's a dirty 20.
Okay. I'll be quiet for just a second.
Anyway, the figures weren't random. They were my patrons, and they were trying to lead me, and I followed them, and they led me to where Kamara was. And at first, I didn't understand. I was confused. There was a strange alleyway full of roses, and I didn't really understand. And Kimura was there, and he seemed pretty nice, except clearly confused as to why I was there. And so then I decided that we had more important things to do, so I turned around and left again until we heard the guard come back over, and we went over there and saw the guard attacking Kimura here, and then I wasn't sure what I was going to do, and
you
They were
didn't
going
for a
to
moment.
swing. They were going to swing at Kathyr, and I released an arrow.
Have you ever considered that maybe, like, no offense, sir, with the cool weapon, but do you ever think that maybe you had it coming?
Mr. DM, sir, Well, you asked that. Can I roll a historical religion check? And I say
So-
that like a retrospective religion check to see if I maybe perhaps interpreted the correct message from the widow.
So you're looking for a religious context.
Yes.
The between the lines.
It's true, Kathyr. They came to save my life, and they did well at the
Okay,
expense of some guards. But
great and all, but like, why did they have to? Normally, gods just don't attack people out of the blue. Well, unless you're me. But other than that,
I've had some run-in with the law here, mainly because they're not great, to put it in kind words.
who's not great? The guards?
I don't know if it's the guards specifically, but they're definitely carrying out orders that aren't great, like attacking me because I was trying to free children.
Oh, well, okay.
Hey, wait a
Hold
minute.
on. Yeah, this is a
Hold
lot
on
of
a minute.
information.
Real quick.
What children are you on about? Oh, sorry.
DJ, you didn't catch it before when I was asking.
I'm sorry.
If I like say like a quick prayer or whatever I have to do to get this roll to happen, I would like to roll religion to get the sense as to I did what they wanted me to.
Sure. Vibe check the gods.
Cool. Okay, cool. So
Vibe check.
is that insight or religion?
I'll say it's religion.
Cool. Thank you. I appreciate that.
You're remembering a historical text where
17.
this similar story has happened.
I mean, they didn't smite you.
Yeah,
Good
okay,
sign.
Cool. Okay, yeah. Anyway, continue. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah, sorry, something about children?
Hold
Yeah,
on.
what are you on
Hold
about
on.
with that?
Before you go on, you do. He looks at Melora and also at Kathyr, but mostly Melora, and says, "You do realize what this means, right? You've killed a city guard. They're going to be after us. This isn't a
They're
small
going to be
thing.
after me, Edward. And if you want
Well-
me to sleep outside, I have no problem with it.
Well, the two of you.
Look,
The-
that doesn't matter right now.
Kathyr,
Well,
I
you
don't
didn't
know.
leave any of them alive, did you?
Kathyr,
No.
I don't know if you're one to talk right now, Kathyr. It looks like your visions are getting us in quite a bit of trouble now.
Edward, I need you to calm down.
I wasn't
I-
anticipating to be traveling
You
with.
weren't there,
Whoa,
Edward.
whoa, whoa, all right, let's just calm down,
I
everybody.
feel like I have caused a lot of commotion, and I do apologize. That was not my intention.
Thank you for the
I don't want
apology.
to be
It
a
actually really
criminal.
does mean a lot.
You are not a criminal. The three of us are criminals.
I want to
Fine.
hear about the children.
There have been a lot of children going missing recently. My father and I are. My father specifically is a representative from Las Tella. I usually serve in his personal guard. We came to the city on a semi-annual delegation to be taking place. At which point, my father, being the rather snoopy man that he is, discovered a number of things wrong with this city. And for that, they arrested him. So I began my own searches into things and have discovered that there have been a number of missing children, and anyone reporting them to the guards also goes missing before the guards just don't look for them. I found a couple different ones. They're staying at my place, quote unquote.
Where did you find them?
In a variety of different places. They've been in different shacks and different holes. The sewers seem to be a common place.
Can I roll insight?
Go for it.
Okay, thank you.
More secret whispers.
I don't know anything. Don't worry.
Can I roll insight? I
Sure.
haven't gotten a whisper yet. I
Go
want
for
one
it.
really badly.
I mean, Mr. DM, if it matters, I rolled an 11, but I don't think it does.
You think he seems to be telling the truth. He's not dealing any obvious signs of lying.
Well, meanwhile, Melora.
14.
Wait, 14? Ah, dang it! I hope you rolled a natural 20.
That would have been great. But yeah, it's the same thing. You don't think that he's lying. There's definitely the side of him that's like, I just met these people, and yeah, they saved my life, but I don't really know them, so I'm not going to
counting
tell
down
him
the
everything.
days until I get a whisper. I want to say.
Which
That has
prison
gotten
would that
too old.
be?
Which prison?
Yes.
Did I mention a prison?
Well, your father.
Oh, I'm sorry, I do not know.
And did you ever encounter orcs or perhaps a strange woman in any of these places or heard of them?
A witch. We're looking for a witch.
Does the name Melancina mean anything to you?
Melancina. No.
I give him the
Alright.
questioning eyes.
Roll an insight check.
Would my insight carry
Natural
over?
20.
Oh my gosh.
Hey.
What was your question, Lydia, real
Just tell
quick?
us all.
I was just gonna ask if my insight would have carried over throughout him
Oh
talking.
yeah, throughout the whole time, you're getting this similar vibes. Well, actually, okay, I'll send this to both of you. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Hey, Hannah, guess who gets a whisper?
Hannah, we are whisperless. It's okay.
Renaya just gets whispers because her insight is jacked.
Yeah.
Mine is not.
At this point, DJ's preoccupied anyway. But at this point, I am going to go over and like sit down.
Yeah, Edward's also sitting angrily. He actually has casted Unseen Servant. And this servant is like holding the blanket up and like going back and forth to try to wave it out. And I'm just sitting there very frustrated and very cross, looking at the wall.
I
Just looking right back at him.
I'm on the opposite side of Edward, and every now and again, I give a upset glare.
Renaya's
never-
gonna
but
do
I
a
would
little
never- I would
little
never.
checkup glance at Melora.
I'll look at her and I'm having an inner conflict inside of me because I didn't necessarily want to get in this mess either,
Yep.
but I also had to intervene.
Yep.
So I'm just like,
That is annoying.
BRB, short attention span.
Kiyomura, this whole time, you now see he takes off his jacket, which is like a very heavy leather, black leather coat that is has been well weathered and is pretty wet. He takes it off, at which point you can see very, very ripped biceps that his sleeves only go so far down his shirt, only probably about, just past his shoulder. And on his left arm, you can see the roots of a tree that start out on his hand, on the back of his hand, and then go up into a cherry blossom tree all the way up his arm, in bloom, with a beautiful set of blue skies with those Japanese style clouds that kind of go onto his chest. And on the other side, you see what looks like almost a cave system starting out on his hand before going into a large snow-capped mountain, leading into the same thing, those blue sky clouds on his that go up on his shoulders onto his chest.
That's really cool.
I'm gonna need to see those kids.
My kids.
Yeah.
And no offense, but I did just meet you. Is there a particular reason why?
They might be in danger, severe danger.
Those are our kids, and she's gonna point to Samuel
can-
and Susie.
help if there's any sickness or anything inside of him.
Okay, let's be clear here. I can try.
Aye,
You're
but he's
a
very
doctor.
good.
He is.
There's still a high chance of death.
However, I didn't think it wise that
Now
anyone
he's
go
gonna roll an
outside.
insight. Oh, he got a natural one.
No!
Oh, all the
But
secrets.
see, he has advantage because the rest of us were hyping him up.
Is that so?
Yes.
I currently have a great record, though. 3 for
Okay.
3.
Okay. All right. All right, come with me. And he then stands up, putting the shield now attached to some straps on his actual backpack that he throws around, and then putting the cloak back on, throwing his backpack, or the jacket back on, throwing his backpack on, and then sheathing the broken down staff. Follow me.
Tarak, who would like to go with you?
I imagine all of you are going with me, are you not?
Are we?
If he has a hiding place for the kids, then we wouldn't have to leave them here and disturb Nyla.
Aye,
So
but
let me get this straight. we're going to follow a strange man that we just met on the street and just like bring the kids with.
Would you rather stay here alone, Edward?
Well, I don't know if we should trust a random man we met on the street. No offense.
Yes.
You were a random man when I first met you on the street.
Fair point.
We actually have a pretty high record of just trusting the first person that we see.
Aye.
And it's worked out pretty well, honestly.
Kiyomura then goes over to Edward. I don't think I actually met you. My name's Kiyomura.
He like eyes his hand and like
I promise it's just, I mean, there's the tattoos if you don't like those, but
it's fine. And he like takes his hand and shakes it.
listen, you're pretty smart, I can tell. You don't trust people right away, which is good. That's a good thing, especially in this city. I wish that there was something that I could do to make you trust me and say, hey, I'm a good guy here, but there's nothing really that I can do to prove that, because I don't really know if you guys are the good guys. For all I know, I'm going to have to kill all of you when we get to the catacombs, because you're going to try and take my kids.
And for all we know, we're going to have to do the same. So...
Exactly. Mutual...
Renaya's going to walk over and start going to gently pick up Samuel.
Okay. He kind of stirs just a little bit before wrapping his arms around your neck and pulling in closer.
Does Kathyr look like how Drew looks right now?
It does.
Kathyr looks visibly distraught.
I would like to approach. I'm sorry.
I'm the one who got us into the mess.
No.
As no offense, and I'm sure you guys are about to have a moment, but can we go? I can get up front. I can stay away. You guys can have your moment in the back.
Are we going to leave Mary here alone?
Who's Mary?
I mean, she
I'm
was
Mary.
here.
Mary and Fellow specifically.
Mary,
Well, hi,
you
Mary.
would be fine. You've been fine by yourself.
Oh yeah, I'm fine. I can stay. It's no big deal.
Yeah, I mean, this is kind of her house. Well,
All right.
it's Nyla's house, but she lives here.
And I, for one, am kind of uncomfortable with bringing any kids into the catacombs, but if you guys trust this man, then sure.
How did you know it was the catacombs?
You said the
You
catacombs,
did
actually.
say
Did I say
that.
the catacombs?
Yes.
You
Yes.
said,
Go.
A little
for all I
bit.
know, I'm going to have to kill you in the catacombs when you
hear
try to
that
take
Ah,
kids.
see, there we go. There we go.
It's
Everything.
what
It
they
was
call a
alarming.
Freudian slip.
See, you're right, I am intelligent. I pick up
You
on
are.
this stuff.
Yes, I can tell.
Well, why don't we...
I'll walk over
I'm-
and pick up Susie.
Pretty sure you got that. You look like you're in a bit of a state.
I look to
I'll handle
Tarak
it.
to kind of say, maybe you should... He go.
I'm going to step out the door
What?
now.
I follow.
Hold
mean-
on.
Renaya's following.
Hold on, I just had a thought.
Yes,
Right.
Edward.
Are we going to be able to sleep at all? I'm so tired.
I
It's
can
been
help
a
with
long
that.
Kid, Renaya's gonna
Havel-
pop her head in
Havel
first.
said-
Kids first, then us.
Havel said the same thing. I don't get it.
I think between the two of us, it can go even faster. I can carry you if you would like to sleep.
No.
In that case, we should go.
All right,
Yeah.
let's go.
Kiyomura then begins leading you guys. Not actually too
Cloak
far away.
time.
Yeah. Kiyomura begins leading you guys not too far away. Like I've said a couple times, you guys are just on the what would be the western side of the central point of the Gloom Ward, and he leads you just past, actually going just basically straight back towards the very outer wall. At which point he goes through a couple alleys, getting to the very backside where the buildings are just probably about 1 to 2 feet away from the wall, where you can then see there is, with a building built in front of it, an archway that has been covered with cloth and a couple boards. At which point he just gently takes the boards off. Clearly something that he's done several times. They're not like it's basically there's like 2 nail holes that he just like rests the boards into the stonework, and he just like pulls them out as they're like loose and worn away, allowing entrance into what you guys would assume is the catacombs. At which point he holds back the curtain. After you.
I go
Or
in
can
last.
first. Okay. that's
Renaya
fine.
goes in first.
Right. I like the gusto.
I go in the middle.
Fantastic.
Edward looks nervously at Tarak before he heads in. Before Tarak heads in, Edward's just nervously looking at Tarak.
Is there something wrong?
I promise I won't kill you. Most likely.
We're going
You can go.
there.
Yeah, you can go in front
So
of me if you'd
dark.
like.
I
Yes.
want to go in.
I'll just stick close by, I guess. Oh goodness.
All right, well then I'll go in first, and you can come in behind me.
Okay.
Great. I do that.
Sweet. Is that a squirrel?
Her name's Ginger.
Would you? Can I just see her for just a second?
Whoa.
If that's okay. I'll just stand right here if that's okay. I can.
If
You can
she
even
would
hold her.
like.
That's fine.
You'll
Ginger is
need
like
her
looking.
permission.
She's looking curious and then kind of like looks up at you and nods, allowing for you to just hold. At which point he's going to cast Speak with Animals, and then they proceed to have a conversation for like 5 minutes.
Oh wow.
That we will never know what is said.
No,
Well,
the greatest paper dungeon mystery. Of
I
all
mean,
time.
I now have the spell Beast Bond where I can telepathically communicate with Ginger, so I could always just ask her what happened.
Well, you're gonna have to do that sometime.
I
As
suppose.
Kiyomura then he kind of chuckles before bowing low, and then he goes, "She's a smart squirrel," and then heads in.
I put her back, and I saw how he took the boards off, right?
Exactly.
I put them back best as I can as I go in.
Perfect. Okay. You guys go in, and it's a winding path through the mountain. It looks almost like it might have been like a natural little tunnel that was found here before eventually it leads into a large room with four exits total. The one that you just came from, one that goes out right, one that goes out left, and one that goes kind of back towards the wall on the far right side. At which point Kiyomura leads you into, or not leads you, but kind of brushes past you guys before coming up into almost like kind of what looks like a refugee shelter. You can see there are a few different men and women here of varying races, mostly human. There's one set of halfling parents, looks like, or a man and a woman that are sticking together at least, with a variety of different children. It seems like there are probably about 15 or so kids here on a variety of different, mostly bedrolls. There are like one or two cots before he kind of shows it off and says, "So these are my kids. There's a couple over here that are a little more sick than the others. Here, we should
Go
go
there
this way."
first.
Yes.
I'll say, if they're sick, I'll be right back. Give me like 10 minutes.
Which point he leads you over to these two cots that have two kids that you can see are immediately, you can tell they're basically on the verge of death. Through a variety of different reasons. Mostly it looks like they have rags over their toes right now, and you can see the veins on what looks like almost like well-aged, weathered skin through their legs that has like contracted from being so tight, along with the blackened veins that go all the way up through their chest.
How long have
and
they
up
been
through
like this?
This is day 5.
This looks the same as the advanced version of what Samuel and
Yeah.
well,
Can
if it
you
was-
help them? I can only do so much. I have a little bit of healing abilities, but that's about it.
Well,
It's-
it would be very simple if it was just Shalus Margi. But if it's been 5 days, it is difficult. There's a high chance that they won't live.
Do you
Is there
want
anything
help,
that we can
Tarak?
do?
Yes, but the only one who can do it is Renaya. And I'll need a private room.
Okay. If you go further down that tunnel, and at which point he points to the one that would be the far right corner, about 300 feet down, there's another room. We could. He calls over a couple people. Take the cots and go down into the farthest tunnel. At which point they two per cot grab each cot with the kids on them and begin taking them down the tunnels. Now, listen. I know I just met you, and you are a doctor, but if you do something to those kids, and I'm not normally the threatening type, but if you do something to those kids, I will have to cut off your legs.
Do something as in what?
If you harm them in any way that isn't for their benefit, like I said, I'll have to cut off your legs.
And if they die?
Depends on how. I understand the state of their condition. I am not a medical man, but like I said, I have some healing abilities. So, please do what you can. But since you won't let me in there, I just have to say my 2 cents. Now go get him, Tiger. And he kind of like pats you on the shoulder, and then kind of walks a little bit further away before crossing his arms.
Tarak doesn't like when he touches him, but it was fast, so Tarak's just gonna go.
Naya's gonna look and see if Tarak wants her to follow.
Are you coming or not?
Okay. And she's gonna give Samuel a little kiss on the head and then carefully pass him off to Melora.
Okay.
And then
You
she'll
two begin heading down the hall. Eventually you have to light a torch as there's no lights back here, which gives you the dim light that allows you to see. And then eventually you come to a fork in the tunnel.
Did he say left or right? Left? Right?
You can hear faint whimpers from the right side.
Right.
Right, okay.
Right.
You guys continue down, at which point there are the 2 kids in the cots, and then the 4 adults that have taken them down there.
I'm gonna need just everyone to clear out.
They all kind of look at you, and then look at Renaya, and then look at you a little bit closer,
Lower the hood a little.
and then kind of look at Renaya and go, okay, before eventually leaving you two with the 2 kids.
Great. Is there a door?
No.
I'm just going to assume that no one will show up. Gotta save some kids. Or kill some kids, one of the 2. Alright, round 2 of the day. Didn't expect to do this again.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, so it'll be a little bit higher of a DC.
Yep.
But yeah, go ahead and go for your medicine check.
Can Renaya's assistants give me advantage?
Yes, sir.
Alright, my chanting begins anew.
Floor crew mob. Agmat not.
Ooh, well, hey. Does a 22 do it?
Yeah, so you thought that because it had progressed a little further, you look under the rags of their toes and see that the flesh on their toes is basically rotted away down to the balls of their feet. With little patches of loose skin up on their shins before slowly kind of going into more of the contracted side on their thighs.
And that's some textbook Mao shot Kalbasoon, correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, figured.
So, but you go through, you expected it to be a little bit more difficult, but it seems like whatever Kimura has been doing has sustained them enough to the point that it's getting to the end of True Domage's lifespan, and it's a little bit weaker, allowing for an easy removal in the same fashion.
Which is good, yeah. And since it's halfway through Shaluj Margi as well.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Next kid.
One more time. Let's do it.
Oh, okay, that's good. Thanks, Renai, for the advantage, because one of those was a 1. The other one's a 20.
2.
Well, I mean, it's not a natural, but it's a dirty 20.
Yeah, you allow for the same situation. After about 25 minutes or so, you have managed to remove both of the amalgamations of True Damage.
Wow. 5 for 5. I didn't even know I was this good at this. Right profession.
Yeah, I this time I make sure that they stop moving because I don't have a jar on me.
Yeah, they're just kind of like on the ground.
But yeah, I'll just I'll put my gloves back in my bag, and then I'll just pick them up and like hold them in a hand.
You know?
Like calamari.
Oh God.
Yes, that's exactly right. Yeah, you go through and you're just holding them. Do you guys?
Ronaya, could you carry one and I'll carry the other? They should be able to be moved.
You want me to carry it?
Well, no, not them, no.
Oh, the kids.
Yes, the children.
Yeah. No, I can do that.
I mean, I could carry both of them at the same time, but
No, I can help.
thank you. I'm going to be honest, it really takes it out of me. It's a lot of operations in one day.
Yeah. You did a good job?
Thank you.
Question mark?
Mm-hmm.
Did you?
Yep.
Okay.
Pretty good.
Proud of
We're
you.
not.
How did I what?
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 I said I was proud of you.
Oh. That's no. We should go.
Oh, okay.
Renai, you go and pick up one of the kids, and he is significantly lighter than you would expect from someone of this size. It's gross. At which point you pick him up. Again, this one probably on the older side of the ones you've seen, probably about 13 or so. A little bit heavier than Samuel, still much lighter than you expected, but yeah. And you begin carrying him down. Tarak, you pick up the other boy and begin carrying them back. Which point, for the little half an hour that they've been gone, what has everybody else been doing?
Well, Edward would like to approach the man. He's still in that room with us, right?
Yeah, he's also waiting semi-patiently for the kids to return.
Okay. Yeah, Edward walks up to him and kind of meets him in the eye and says, Where did you find all of these children? They're not really yours, are they?
No. A lot of the parents here have their kids with them. Like I said, I began to notice that the guards were arresting those that reported lost children. And so I was rescuing some of them, and in doing so, we then went on the search for their kids and found some of them. Like I said, there's been a variety of different places that they've been stashing these children. I feel like there are a great many more that are missing or that I haven't found, but the few that we have found, most of them are here with their parents. There's probably about 5 or so that we're not quite sure where they're from.
Well, I apologize. I misjudged you. I can't.
That is very fair. You should not apologize.
It fails me. What was your name again?
Kiyomura.
Kiyomura.
Yeah.
Well, it's nice to meet you. My name is Edward and Fellows.
Fellows.
Yes, of the Fellows family. I'm sorry if I had an outburst earlier. This is all so much more than I anticipated. The world's just everything's so much.
He puts
worse.
his hand on your shoulder. It is hard being one searching good in the world. There is a spark, but it's usually trampled on. And it's up to people like you to keep the spark alive, no matter what the cost and how much self-sacrifice it takes. You're doing better than you think. I'm sure your companions would like it if you complained a little less. And then he takes his hand away.
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe I'm not cut out for this. It's so much darker than I thought it was. There's children are dying. Melora killed a guard today.
Yes, she did. In defense of an innocent man.
That's fair.
Supposedly. As long as
Melora's in the room, right?
Hi.
She's around.
Edward kind of looks over at Melora almost like apologetically. But doesn't say anything. And Aaron, and he looks back at the man and says, "Well, I'm impressed with what you're doing here. It's a lot more than what I would have been able to do alone. So,
Looks like you rescued 3 kids, did you not?
well, it was more like I was dragged along.
Well, I'm sure you helped in some way.
I don't know.
Well, maybe that should be your goal then. You want to be a light in the world? Just help your companions.
Yeah, that's one way to do it.
Maybe you can help me. What's up with Kathyr?
Can Kathyr hear this?
I imagine there's a little bit of a separation between you two.
Okay.
I
I
could
say
be wrong.
if
Sure.
you look to find Kathyr, he's probably not within eyesight.
Okay, cool.
But he is within 120 feet, give or take.
What's with Kathyr?
He just seems very serious all the time.
Yeah, that's Kathyr. He seems he says he's following some vision or some whim regarding the deities of the death domain, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, Kathyr. You've said that, right? I don't want to play too meta or anything.
I
Said
think-
it close
he
enough.
said it
This-
to Renaya.
I know for sure that I've told Renaya.
Pavel and Melora.
Okay,
Pavel.
so retcon.
But-
Edward did not disclose
well,
that.
okay, but hold up, back up, because I did technically say that. I said something along those lines when we first got back to the house, and I was explaining why we were gone for so long.
Sure.
so-
Yeah. Well, then Edward says something of that effect. And quite honestly, he seems like he has a goal, but he doesn't know what that goal is. He's kind of going wherever the wind takes him almost, but he's also trying to find answers. He's taken a trip to the temple. He's stuck with Melora, which is kind of funny.
What do you mean stuck?
Do I know about that? I need to keep asking. I can't recall.
You should take notes.
Notes are for the week,
Yeah.
DJ.
I'm fairly certain.
Yes.
Yeah, I'd know.
I-
I'd
You know that
Okay,
they.
okay.
You know that they're at least attached to the hip most of the time.
Okay.
I mean, 10 years of marriage, that'll do it to you.
Okay, back to it. Yes, and so I don't know. He just seems like he's really passionate about something that he can't put his finger on, and I don't know. He just seems kind of lost.
Well, thank you. I think I might try and go find him. I'll leave you and Melora to talk.
Yes. Well, do you have any extra bunks or anything? I'm so tired.
You can have my cot.
Oh, that would mean the world to me. Oh, and do you have dry blankets?
Yes, there are a couple blankets on my cot. Yeah.
Oh, thank goodness. So Edward walks over to Melora and says, "Here, you can have this back," and just kind of like drops the wet blanket at her, and then just walks straight to the guy's cot. Is that a wisdom save?
I pass.
That isn't a wisdom save, it's an attack roll.
Kimura will go over and pick it up and just say, "I think this is yours. Do you know where Kathyr is?"
I would, but Hannah does not know, but I do,
You
and I
you
tell
know he's
him.
within 120 feet.
He's definitely somewhere around here. I think I saw him go down that way, but
All right.
Thank you.
Here. Yeah. Anyway, and then he goes over. Before eventually, after a little while, Kathyr, where are you specifically? Probably down the tunnel, as that's kind of the only place where you can be by yourself.
Yeah, I'd say probably down the tunnel, just a little bit away from people. Just kind of sitting down on the floor with my back leaned up against the wall, just kind of like clutching what seems like some sort of book in my hand
Hi.
while I am whispering something.
Kimura goes over and sits down opposing you, his back leaned against the other side of the wall. The shield off to the side with the staff in his lap. I don't think I got the chance to thank you.
Oh, right. You're welcome.
You seem at odds with your decision, which I suppose is fair.
I mean, based on what you said, it makes sense as to why. I mean, I don't really understand. I mean, I understand that. I mean, clearly, you've tried to help these people, and that's not a bad thing. And it's not really the fact that. I mean, it's not even really about the guard in general, or like why they might have been attacking you. It's just I'm not a fighter. I'm not aggressive. I know that seems counterintuitive.
No.
I haven't fought anything. Besides the past couple of days, I haven't fought anything in 18 years.
Well, that's rather impressive. I've been fighting my whole life.
I'm from very far away, and
Rivaluna, I would guess, right?
yeah. Back home though, I was just a scribe. The only fighting I ever did was for sport with some friends at some festivals. I never hurt anyone really, let alone a guard, someone who is supposed to be protecting, innocent people, and yet they seemingly were crooked. Or at least whoever was giving them orders is.
If I don't mean to pry, so you don't have to tell me, but what led you to defend me? You left and then came back. A loud echo.
Big roll.
Yep, all right.
It was important.
Yep, it was important. And
The
I rolled
bowling
high,
ball.
so that's good for you.
Oh, yay.
It was just so you know, it was like metagame insight, just in the fact is if Kathyr's okay with saying this to someone, let alone someone who he barely knows. But
Those are the best people to vent to.
yeah, exactly right.
It'll never come back to bite you.
Never. Yeah. What do you know about the gods?
Which ones?
Any of them?
I know mostly their names and their domains. My father could tell you more. I'm educated on the human pantheon and elvish pantheon, but the roles of them specifically was never something that enticed me.
Right. I have found myself trying to follow 3 different gods.
That is typically not how you are supposed to go about it, if I understand correctly. Devotion is usually to one being.
Well, I'm more devoted to an ideal or a concept.
I understand that.
I worship death. Or I shouldn't say it that way, but I seek to follow fate. And those who have hold over fate, as far as I can tell, are those who hold dominion over death and hold sway as to when it happens. And I take that very seriously for my own reasons, and I had visions.
Just breathe. Just don't forget to breathe.
Thank you.
I understand being devoted to an ideal.
Yes.
It's terribly complicated sometimes.
Yes, it is. But basically, I've been seeing visions recently, within the past couple months. That's why I'm here. And I saw my patrons, and they seemed to be guiding me towards you. And they seemed to, well, as it turns out, perhaps help you. For some reason. I don't know why.
What's that? He points at the book.
This, I found this was a gift I visited the temple. The priest there gave it to me. Said it might provide answers. Really just adds more questions.
I don't know if I'm supposed to add to your dilemma or if I'm supposed to help you or not. I'm not quite sure what my role in this is. It seems that we have a similar goal in this particular stance that we're in. Finding these children, righting this wrong. That is what I have devoted myself to, or at least I'm working my way towards.
How long ago did you say you came here?
I've only been here for, well, I suppose it's been about a month now.
That's not. Well, I'm glad we met.
I am as well. You're a very interesting man, Kathyr.
I hope that's myself and perhaps my friends, if I should call them that, can help in whatever way.
That would be relieving to hear.
Are there any sick or injured that you have that are not seemingly...
Thankfully, no.
No.
It is very strange. I have begun this path of seeking out the light and protecting it. And now I can do more things, more than just the soldier that I was. Now I can heal people or hurt them. It's very interesting. But it has been helpful in these with the few that needed the type of healing that I could give them. It seemed to help the kids that were rather sick. It didn't ever cure them, but it seemed to make them feel a little bit better. But we'll see, I guess. Yeah. If you don't mind me asking, I did actually have another question that I was curious about with you.
Yeah, go ahead.
You and Melora.
Yeah.
You're like... you don't like each other. Or at least it seems that way.
Depends on the
but
day.
She also is very loyal to you. Going to the point that she would kill a guard for you.
Yeah. And honestly, I don't know how to take it. That's maybe part of the reason that I'm so confused.
Well, it seems to me that you both have a connection of some sort.
Right.
That you don't quite understand.
Yes, and I'll I'll, well, I guess I can't show him because I have a new shirt. But
You could walk 120 feet away.
I don't want to do that. Is it like dirt or stone that we're standing on?
It's stone. It's been carved out of the mountain.
Okay. I'll just like from like my journal, I'll flip to a blank page and attempt to draw in the symbol.
Okay, it's rather simple since it's a circle and a line.
Yeah. And I'll kind of show it to him. That's when we first met. We were in some dark cave or catacomb. I'm not really sure. I didn't get a chance to look around, but I came down a flight of stairs for what seemed like for a long time, and she came charging towards me from the other end of the hall, being chased, and then we kind of crashed into each other. I bumped my microphone. I apologize. And then. Ever since then, these symbols have been burned into our arms. And
You tried healing it?
yes, we have. And we just, it's about give or take 120 feet
120 feet of what?
distance. We can't be that far apart. Otherwise, it starts to burn. And we had a priest look at it, and he couldn't find anything, and we were going to go talk to a different priest, and we haven't had the chance to. Things have been happening very quickly.
Yeah, I got nothing on that one, bro.
It's alright.
I mean, at least she's pretty, right? She also seems very, very smart and talented, and obviously all of those skills that she has. I mean, she did like literally put an arrow through a man's skull today. That's not an easy feat. That takes some. You gotta find the soft spots there.
It was very impressive and terrifying, considering.
Yes. Remind me not to get on her bad side.
Yeah. Speaking of,
Well,
I suppose I should go thank her for helping me. I kind of like quickly stand up and like, thank you.
Yeah. She seems frustrated. Just so you're aware.
Oh, yeah, I'm aware.
If you need me, I'm actually gonna go back out for a little bit.
Right, and I'll quickly make my way back and try to find Melora.
Are we
At which
out
point-
of the
Yeah.
whole operation?
Yeah, Tarak and Renaya, you guys have now kind of probably midway through that conversation with Kathyr. You guys have left or come back. So
Melora, where's Kathyr?
He's talking with
Kiamora.
with
Ki-
Kiamora.
Kiamora. It's like
I
the
have it written
card,
down.
and
I
you
have
want
it written
more of
down.
them.
All right. He's
Wow.
talking with Kiamora.
Oh, great. Which way?
That way.
Thank you. I go that way.
Just as you guys are wrapping up and Kiamora is leaving and you're coming back, you run into Tarak.
Hi, Kiamora. Your kids are fine. I put one of them on the cot. I think Renai put the other one on the other cot. Kathyr back in the tunnel.
Kiamora approaches you before bowing very, very low. Thank you.
Tarak, can I wait for just a moment? I need to go talk to Melora quick.
Now, when you say quick,
It will be,
do you mean like
it will
quick
be-
and then 2 hours later, like you finally hashed out and she's still mad at you and you still haven't said anything that actually matters? Or do you mean like an actual like
That's
quick like
not-
3
Tarak,
minutes?
that doesn't help, just so you know. And I'll kind of walk past him.
I'm not gonna stop you, but I'm still upset. Also, Kiamora, please don't touch me ever again.
I apologize.
It's not a you thing. Just not a big fan. I'll see you in the tunnel in 5 minutes.
Yes.
All right.
I'll-
And Kiamora leaves.
I'll walk over to and find Melora if I can. I don't know. Maybe she's stealthing somewhere. Maybe she's about to shoot me. I don't know.
I'm sitting
Yes,
on the
always.
ground with Ginger in my lap, actually.
Ginger sees Kathyr approaching and hops over to him. Once you're within like 5 feet or so.
Yeah, I'll just kind of sit down, crisscross applesauce, next to her. Apparently Tarak wants to talk to me, so I have to be brief.
He can go now. It's fine.
No, I can't, because you stuck your neck out for me, and that's something I know very few people.
But I
do
caused
lightly.
you a lot of trouble in the process, so
Melora,
it's fine.
any trouble you caused me was not any trouble I wasn't going to get myself in. I was about to hit that guard just as fast as you were. But
I'm so sorry.
No, don't be sorry, please. You had my back. And I can't say that with enough emphasis. I can't put into proper words how much that does mean to me. I can count on a couple fingers how many people I trust enough to do that for me. And before today, that was 2. And that means a lot. And I just wanted to let you know that while I can be stupid sometimes, and I'm not very good with people, I'm not very good with talking to people, I'm not very good with words, I say the wrong things sometimes that make me sound like a total jerk when I don't mean to because I'm stupid. But I have your back too. And I promise, I will find out how to free you of me, alright?
I didn't say it like that.
I promise I will find a way for both of us to be able to walk 130 feet distance between us.
That's much better. Thank you.
And if she'll let me, I'll kind of give her like a brief side hug and then walk off.
Do you allow this awkward physical contact?
I very awkwardly
It's very quick. It's like this. And out.
I try to go to pat him on the shoulder, and then he's gone, and I'm just like.
It's like the hug, but like the handshake, and then the handshake into like a fist bump.
Right.
And then you just kind of pat each other on the shoulder real fast.
Ginger looks up at you.
Look at me like that.
Yeah, and I guess I'm making my way back towards Tarak. Because apparently he wants to talk to me too. I did.
Wow.
Everybody wants to talk to you. You're a popular man.
I'm a popular man. I love it.
That was the fastest you have ever gotten done talking to her. Consider me impressed. Into the tunnel.
All right. I'll walk into the tunnel.
Great. You gotta get a handle on it, man.
What does that mean?
I don't know what the deal is with your gods, but you are getting dragged around like a dog on a chain. You're being absolutely used, and it is going to get one of us, if not you, killed. Now, it turned out all right this time. But, it won't. Always. All right?
I hear you, Tarak. I do. And if I'm honest, if what happened today didn't happen, I would have been fine with that. Especially if it's, or even better, if at least Melora didn't get dragged into it. Because I understand that what I have to do is going to be very dangerous. At least I do now. And I hear you. I really do, Tarak. And I understand you're looking out for these people. And I don't want to get them hurt either. But...
Okay. But, so can you say that the next time you see some specter in an alleyway, you're just not going to follow it?
No, I can't say that. Because...
And that's the problem. You and I are a lot alike, Kathyr. I've seen what you can do, You can knit wounds with a touch. You have a strong, strong faith in whatever it is you believe in. But if you do not use the gods, they will use you.
Well, again, Tarak, I understand what you're trying to say. And you're not the first person to tell me that. But to be frank, I don't care. I don't care about my well-being. I don't care if the gods are using me. I don't care if I end up dying. I don't care. What I do care about is helping people. And helping people who deserve to be helped. Whether that gets me killed or not, it's worth it. And that's same devotion, that same willingness to die translates to all of you as well. For whatever that's worth.
Yes. But that doesn't entitle you to just throw yourself, because you're willing to die, at whatever you want. Because in the end, we all know Melora is going to end up dying there too. Either that or she'll kill you first. It's one of the two. And personally, I prefer neither to happen. But if Melora goes in, then Renaya's probably going to follow. I'm going to follow Renaya. And Edward's probably just going to die because he fell over something. You chasing after specters and gods and whatever strange, creepy, what do you even follow? What do you do? What are you? What is your god?
I have 3. And I pull out my holy symbol. These 3 represent fate. And fate's power. And fate's will. I'm trying to follow where they take me.
Okay. So they're useless.
Right.
You follow fate? Absolutely pointless. You think that some 3 specters in the sky can control whatever you do?
Yes, I do, Tarak. Yes, I do. Because I've seen it. And I'm not going to turn my back on them. Not when they haven't done that to me. And I walk away.
Then you truly are a fool.
And with that, we're going to end the episode.
Oh,
Renai,
okay.
No!
do you have something really quick that you want to do?
Yeah, but it's okay.
We can do it real quick.
No, let her do it. Let her do it.
Yeah,
No,
Renai,
it's
what
okay.
did you want to do?
Plus,
What did you
what a
wanna do?
difficult note to end on.
What did you want to do, Renaya?
Well, actually, Renaya's walking over to where they're at.
So you
Hi,
hear them
Kathyr.
yelling, and you like hesitate for just a second before they start
If
to like
she hears,
disperse.
once she hears them yelling, she's just gonna wait patiently outside until they're done.
At which point, Kathyr goes storming out of the hallway first before Tarak, clearly frustrated, also
I just stay in
storm.
the hallway.
Yeah.
Just sit there.
Renaya's gonna like peek in. Hey, you can like stay if you want, but I'm gonna be over in the little corner over there. That's okay.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. What you doing?
Just a little pep talk.
I will. Yeah, I could use one.
I'm also gonna kind of try and talk to Malice a little bit, if that's okay too. You can hang out still, but
Oh no, it's fine. Wait, do you need me? If you want me to go, I can go.
it's up to you. I mean,
In that case, I would love to stay.
okay. And so she's gonna start setting up her little ritual stuff, but then
Mhm.
she's gonna look over to Tarak. This might actually take a little while. Is that
I've
okay?
got all the time in the world.
Okay, cool. And so she's actually gonna start doing a ritual.
Okay. She begins burning some incense, causing a small arcane circle to encircle just the bowl that has the incense in it. At which point she sits in front of it and begins repeating a small chant to herself very quietly.
Don't say anything.
And with that, we're gonna end the episode.
No, wait, I'm not done yet. I was waiting for you to done. You gotta this.
All right, an hour later. Okay, so an hour later,
Okay.
you finish your ritual. I
Now
guess.
I'm gonna do it, and you're all gonna be like, "What the frick, Lydia? Why do you make us wait for this?"
No,
Okay.
no, it's fine. It's fine.
Okay. So she's gonna kind of finish.
Mhm.
And then she's gonna kind of look over at Tarak. Okay. And then she'll pull out her little symbol. Hi. So I think this worked last time. Well, at least I know you can hear me because you knew my favorite color, which is kind of cool. I like the scarf. But I just wanted to say hi and that thank you for helping make things okay, even if it was just making sure I was okay. And I think you're really cool. Okay, bye. And then she'll put it down. And then look to Tarak. I've had a really long day.
I feel like I could just keep going.
I'm not. I almost gave myself away to a witch.
Yep.
I got Samuel back.
Mm-hmm.
I found out that my deity was fighting some other deity, and then there were these slugs in Samuel's head.
It's true dommage. It means brain worm. It's a worm. It's not a slug.
I'm gonna go to bed. She's gonna walk.
We have a great night. I will probably follow you. DJ, this time you can say it.
And with
I
that, we're
give
gonna
you
end the
permission.
episode. Yay!
Yay.
I got harassed so many times for ending the episode at the wrong time, apparently.
Oh, wait a second, DJ. I
hey,
I'm
completely
gonna
forgot.
stab you. No.
Oh wait, DJ, no!
I will stab both of you. Cool.
No, you won't.
So thank you everybody so much for watching. I believe we have a giveaway that we get to
We
do.
do. If you haven't already and anyone last minute wants to enter the giveaway, just put in
Last
the
chance.
keyword giveaway and it will enter your name. So I'll wait for the lag to go through.
Ooh.
Yeah. I'm
Alright.
so excited for this. It's our first merch that we're gonna give out to someone. This is a milestone.
All right, this is exciting.
Okay, I think
Alright.
that we have everybody. So I will
Let's do
spell
it.
Okay, so
Finky
Finky
51.
51.
Yes!
You've won.
Thank you, 51.
Hey, is that Brayden?
I think
Yeah!
it's Brayden. We the Nebraska boys know him. He went to school with us.
Awesome.
Oh, that's
So
amazing.
congratulations. We will message you, or if you could message us if you know us, then that's great too. Just let us know your t-shirt size and what address you want that sent to, and
Oh,
we
that
got
is
you.
so funny. Cool.
Thank you for
Not
thank you
rigged.
everybody
Not rigged.
for participating in it though. Like 100%.
Yeah, thanks. It
Thank you
means a
for showing
lot.
up and
It
supporting
actually
us.
really, really does. We really appreciate it. Like you said, thank you so much for watching. If you guys don't understand anything that's going on, definitely go check out the previous episodes. That will be they will be on our YouTube channel, on the Paper Dungeon, or you can listen to them a podcast version on any podcast, any place that you can find podcasts, I believe. So that's super rad. Yeah, this was both not emotional and very emotional and like up and down, and I didn't know what's gonna happen if I'm being
What's
honest.
new?
So yeah,
Oh, please, you knew everything. You knew
Yeah.
everything.
Yes, I did. That's right. Don't you forget it. So cool. We're gonna go ahead and sign off. Unless there's anything else that anybody wants to say.
I want to cry.
Hi, this is Grant. I play Edward on the Paper Dungeon cast. I just want to say thank you again to everyone who came out here.
Yeah.
That's all I'd say. I just wanted
Nice.
to talk
Stop
more.
by
You
on
can end
Wednesday
this.
for Between the Rows.
Oh yeah, Between the Rows. It's gonna
Yes!
be amazing. Stop by. It's gonna be great. It should be super super rad, as I keep saying.
Super rad.
Super super rad. It's the same. Well, if nobody has anything else left to say, good luck and Godspeed, Dungeoneers. We'll see you next week.
Said it. Good luck and Godspeed.
Bye.
All right. Bye.